Okay, folks, of course, welcome to Silverstream Raceway here in Mosgiel, Dunedin for the South Island Kartsport Championships for 2019. Of course, you can see currently we're doing tuning runs, so just a bit of an opportunity for these guys to put a bit of heat into the track, into their tyres, I should say, and also for obvious reasons, give them a chance to retune their karts ready for the big events that are coming up a little bit later on. So 10 past 10 is when our commentator Daryl Shuttleworth will kick in, so just sort of stand by and wait for that to happen. We are expecting a bit of rain at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, so they're going to try and get as many laps as they can done before that all comes. But the weather here is actually quite mild at the moment. Beautiful day, actually. But we have learnt that down further in Clinton, it's absolutely hammering down there as well. So these guys are out of the track at the moment, so we'll keep you up to date with everything. Lots of tech information are going to come through today. Lots more interviews than what we did yesterday. So stay tuned to the Pits TV for all the latest from the South Island Kartsport Championships, brought to you by Mag and Turbo.
Well, good morning, folks. Welcome along to the Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship, brought to you by Kartsport Dunedin, principal sponsor Mag and Turbo Tyre and Service Centre. Wow, what a day yesterday. Extreme heat here at Silverstream Raceway. A stunning day's racing on track. Couple of upsets out there as well. And today, not looking too bad out there at the moment as well. Very, very warm. Had a look at the rain radar there just before. And unfortunately, there is an expectation of rain early this afternoon. So once these pre-finals are out of the way and we head into the finals, it could be a totally different mix to what we saw yesterday. So a bit of a variation there indeed. Must also say too, overnight, we won't mention the obvious, the All Black game from last night, but we will speak about a couple of new world champions in karting, a couple of Kiwis making it big overseas last night. A massive congratulations to Clay Osborne and also Jay Irwin, both crowned world champions in Italy last night. So well done them, a couple of karting world champs. On track now though, we have the McGrath Benchtop Solutions Cadet ROK. Take a look at the field. Kart number 5 from Invercargill is Robbie Batt. 17, Jackson Colville from Canterbury. 22 is Xavier Harvey from Canterbury. Levi McMillan from Canterbury is kart number 23. 33, Zach Tucker, very, very quick yesterday. He's also from Canterbury. Oakley Muir, kart number 50 from Dunedin. Mason Bates, kart 55 from Canterbury. Laken Thompson from Westland, kart number 71. 98 is Nicholas Cafey from Dunedin. Cohen Thompson from Westland, kart number 99. And the Gold Star champ out there, Isaac Fletcher from Canterbury, is on pole. So we should get a start this time around. Just looking for the lights to go out. So no start this time around. They're going to send them around just one more time. Good chance, of course, to thank the sponsors of this event. Of course, without them, we could not make this event possible. So a massive thank you to Mag and Turbo, McGrath Benchtop Solutions, Nakadak Earth Moving, Unleash Karting Supplies, Otago Painting Solutions, Doma Electrical, Auto Super Shops, and of course Pits TV if you are enjoying the live stream from home. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's as well. It's great to have Jace and the team from Pits TV here in Mosgiel taking in this event. Some amazing, I watched some of the footage last night when I got back to the motel and captured some amazing footage yesterday, which was very, very cool indeed. So today's a big day, pre-final, final today. We're going to crown ourselves some South Island champions. So lights are still on. Lights have just gone out, so we are away and racing. And it's the Gold Star champ who's out in front at the moment. That's Isaac Fletcher from Canterbury. He was the man here to beat yesterday, but he got pushed pretty hard by Zach Tucker. That'll be Tucker right in behind him at the moment. 19-lap pre-final yesterday, 10-lap heat races. This is to determine where you will start in the final today. So, of course, the pre-finals today, they were determined from yesterday's total points of the heat races. But look at these two out in front in an absolute class of their own. Isaac Fletcher out in front at the moment through those tighties as they go up towards the top of the hill here at Silverstream Raceway. Onto that long back straight, down they come left-handed just ahead of them. Tucker had a wee bit of a look on the inside, but he's a couple of kart lengths back at the moment, down into turns 1 and 2 past Giltrap Corner. Mag and Turbo Bend just up ahead. As we mentioned yesterday with these tight S's, you've got to be very, very careful of your entry speed on these here. If you overshoot it and and scrub off and end up scrubbing off all your speed, you lose everything going up the top end of the circuit here. So Fletcher it is, has a wee look over his left shoulder. Tucker is still right there. Third place at the moment, Jackson Culver. He's in a good wee battle with Xavier Harvey from Canterbury. Nothing between those two at the moment either, just a kart length between the two of them. Then we go back to kart 50, which is Oakley Muir, the first of the locals. So lap times out there at the moment. Isaac Fletcher with a 29.119. In fact, he's just dropped into the 28 to 28.895. And the man just behind him, Zach Tucker, slightly faster at 28.830. So 28.7. So those lap times, every lap so far, they've dropped that lap time. So tyres starting to come on, getting temperature. Fairly steady breeze out there at the moment as well. That'll be right on their backs as they head down that straight. Still Isaac Fletcher down past the control line once more. 5 laps into this one here. 19 lap pre-final. What does Zach Tucker have for Fletcher? Certainly going to be interesting as they head up the hill. He looks very, very sharp up there. Not even a half a kart length between the two of them as they head to the top end of the circuit. Maybe not wanting to show his hand too early. As we said before, this afternoon is the big one, is the final. These guys here have 28 laps to run in the final this afternoon. Other grades 32, these guys 28. That is where we will decide the South Island champions. It doesn't matter in the pre-final. This just books your spot on the grid. Down past the control line once more. 28.682 for our race leader, Isaac Fletcher, at 28.722. For the man in second place at the moment, Zach Tucker. Take a look at your race order now, leading this one here. Isaac Fletcher from Canterbury, he's got a lead at the moment, a slight lead over kart 33, Zach Tucker. Then we go back to 17, Jackson Culver in third place. Fourth at the moment, Xavier Harvey. Fifth, Oakley Muir from Dunedin, kart 50. Levi McMillan, he's next in the queue. He's from Canterbury, he's kart number 23, and then followed by Robbie Batt from Invercargill, kart number 5. Still absolutely nothing whatsoever. In fact, kart 71, Latham Thompson from Westland, he's actually pulled into the pit, so he's out of this one here. He will start from the rear of the field. Come the pre-final, that battle for second and third at the moment, it's just about as hot as that one up top. There's nothing between them, really. 2 races going on, and looks like kart number 22, Xavier Harvey, really trying to find a way through there at the moment. Each one of these drivers just waiting for the driver in front just to leave a slight gap, make a mistake perhaps. But these karts are absolutely on rails here this morning at Silverstream Raceway. 28.673, fastest lap of the race so far. Isaac Fletcher. 28.646, so a new fastest lap of the race, and that's for your man in second place, which is Zach Tucker from Canterbury. So lap time's really starting to fall here. But when you look at that gap between first and second at the moment, it's stretched out to 3 or 4 kart lengths. So he's got some work to do to get right back up on that back bumper. Maybe made a bit of a mistake coming down the, off the corner towards the top of the hill there. He's very, very quick through the S's, as Tucker. But certainly out front at the moment, Isaac Fletcher, your Gold Star champion, has managed to pull a bit of a gap. That battle for second place, third and fourth place, at the moment, still very, very tight. They're almost side by side down the main straight, looking for a way down there. And he's got it done, kart number 22. That's Xavier Harvey now moved up to third place. Jackson Culver gave him a little bit of space as they come through that bit of a kink in the road down there towards the control line. And he got the job done, so a change now in position. He's up to third place. which means an inside line, inside row for the final. Kart 55, he's been shown the blue flag. He's out of this one here as well, Mason Bates. Of course, if the leaders do catch up on the tail enders, they do get sent to pit lane. So a couple out of this one here. 14 laps into it, 19 lap pre-final here in the McGrath Benchtop Solutions Cadet ROK at the South Island Championship. Isaac Fletcher still out in front at the moment. 28.571, fastest lap of the race for Fletcher. So 28.5 is mid-28. It's very, very fast around here in a cadet. Nicholas Cayford in a good wee battle there with Robbie Batt. That's your battle for 7th and 8th place. So Kart 22, the man that made that move for 3rd, Xavier Harvey. He's cleared off now, so he certainly made a bit of a gap. Be interesting to see if he could have got that cleared off at the start of this one here. Could he have put any pressure on these guys up the front? He's certainly starting to try and chase them down. He's on a 28.899, so he's a wee bit off as far as time goes. Gap really starting to extend now for our race leader. 16 laps into this one here. 3 to go. Isaac Fletcher it is in total control of this one. Zach Tucker trying to do everything he can. Kart number 33, the Kiwi kart. Sponsored by Connects WKS. He got 2nd in the National Schools Championship. Stays where he is. He will have a front row start in that final this afternoon. Going to be interesting, as we mentioned before. Rain threatening this afternoon. We'll keep an eye on that as the morning progresses. And that could really turn some of these finals on their head. So this time around it will be lap 18, be one more to go. Last lap board coming out for the Gold Star champion Isaac Fletcher from Canterbury. One more to go to put this kart on pole for the final this afternoon. He's off to a handy lead, goes through those S's, looks smooth. Comes out the other side, up towards the top of the hill up there. Onto the back straight for the last time in this pre-final here at Silverstream Raceway. Down through the left-hander onto the main straight. We have a winner for the pre-final. He will start from pole position. Isaac Fletcher from Canterbury takes this one here out. Followed home by Zach Tucker. 3rd place, Xavier Harvey, kart number 22. Jackson Culver, kart 17. He will finish 4th. He'll to make up the 2nd row of the grid. Oakley Muir, a good drive by him to come home 5th. Then Levi McMillan 6th. That's your 3rd row mate up there. And 98, Nicholas Cayford managed to sneak past Robbie Batt at the end of that one there. So that'll be Batt down in 8th. Cayford 7th. So it's going to be an interesting final this afternoon. 28 laps the final of the McGrath Benchtop Solutions Cadet ROK. That is the first pre-final of the morning done and dusted. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, folks. The Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship brought to you by Kartsport Dunedin and Mag & Turbo.
You better save me quick, 'cause I know I'm sinking fast. Deep in shock, you better
Okay, well, of course, the winner of the last one there, of course, the cadets, was this young fella here, Isaac Fletcher, in the GS Kart. Mate, that was an awesome run. That put you on pole for the big one later on.
Yeah, it was pretty challenging with Zach on my tail, but then I managed to get away, which was pretty good.
He was closing up. I think he set the fastest lap time, so you'll have to try and squeeze a bit more out of the kart for that next one, eh?
Yeah, I'll have to go fast.
Go fast. Is there any changes, like obviously Dad and them set up the kart for you? Is there any changes you're going to make? Does it feel good?
We might make some changes just for a longer race, and yeah.
When was the last time you did a few laps like what you got coming up?
I cannot remember.
It was a long time ago, obviously, was it?
Yeah.
All right, so we better look after your sponsors. So who looks after you on the kart here?
My mum, my dad, Sarah Driver Development, Tasman Karts, and yeah.
Good stuff, mate. Well, kick some butt, mate. That was an awesome win, and let's see what you can do in the big one coming up later on.
Thank you.
Righto, folks. That's, of course, young Isaac Fletcher. We'll go back to Daryl at some stage for the next race.
What you think you do with your four-wheel drive. What you actually do with your four-wheel drive.
No matter what you do with your four-wheel drive, we've got the right tyre for you. So come on down to Mag and Turbo.
The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
Welcome back, folks. Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship. The Doma Electrical Limited Senior Rotax MAX Heavy out on track for their pre-final 19 laps of action here, brought to you by Mag and Turbo, part of the Kartsport Dunedin hosting of this club. It's been some pretty quick action from a couple of karts in the Doma Electrical Senior Rotax MAX Heavy. Aaron Black, the current South Island champ, and Mark Arfeld have certainly been the class of the field in this one here. Aaron Black winning both the heats yesterday to earn himself pole position for the pre-final here. Two-time South Island champion, also been New Zealand number 2 twice as well. So Mark Arfeld would certainly like to upset the apple cart as far as that goes. Also on this one here, kart number 8, Ian Carter from Dunedin, Kyle Rankin. He was fast yesterday. He's from Nelson, kart number 11. Kevin Barker, kart 15, also from Nelson. And we have Cameron Edgar from Dunedin. He picked up a couple of 4th place finishes yesterday in kart number 26. So they'll format now. Come down that back straight there towards the control tower and be good to go. 19 laps, Doma Electrical Senior Rotax MAX Heavy underway, and it's Black and Arfeld that lead them down to turn 1 and 2. Past Gill Trap corner there. Mag and Turbo being up to these tight S's. Rankin gets off to a better start this time too. He's putting a wee bit of pressure on the back of Arfeld. Of course, these Rotaxes, the hotter they get, the better they seem to go. So we can expect to see some pretty blistering pace later on in this one here. 19 laps, 32 lap final. A wee bit later on this afternoon for the Rotax. Down to turns 1 and 2 to tick off the first lap. Plenty of pressure being put on 3rd place Rankin at the moment by Cameron Edgar of Dunedin. He's all over the back of him at the moment. Just behind him we have Kevin Barker, Ian Carter at the rear of the field. But Arfield and Black starting to get down to their work here this morning and starting to veer off from the boys behind them. Black with about a half a dozen kart left lead at the moment. Arfield actually stayed with them for about the first 6 or 7 laps yesterday. But Black, he did say in an interview yesterday afternoon that he'd had with Jason there that kart just didn't feel 100%. He's gone a lot quicker around here before, and they were searching for a few tenths out of that kart. Maybe he found those there because he does seem to have just that wee bit of a buffer over his Dunedin club mate Mark Arfeld. But Arfeld, he'll push hard. Here they come once more. 3 laps into this one here. 26.745. Aaron Black. 26.946 for Arfeld. So 5 drivers now into the 26s. Black extends that lead once more, looking comfortable at the moment, but there's a long way to go on this one here. Anything can happen. Of course, a lot of these drivers, if that forecast rain does come through this afternoon, which you're talking about, and the sky is getting a little bit darker here in Mosgiel, grid position is going to be absolutely key. So these guys here want a good pre-final. They'll want to be as far up that grid as possible. Just a small field in this one here, though, just the 6 karts. That time around a 26.384 for Black, 26.7, so Black considerably faster than Arfeld. He's really starting to drive away from the rest of the field in this one here now as well. Rankin trying to put a wee bit of pressure on the back of kart number 26, which is Cameron Edgar. So one of the Kartsport New Zealand officials showing the black flag orange disc to kart number 26 by the looks of it. So there may be a mechanical issue there for Edgar. And he's being told to maybe head back into the pits. Carter out of this one here, Carter that is. He's come into the pits, so his race done and dusted. And you can see the side pod on the back of 26. Looks like a side pod bracket may have broken, and that side pod dragging on the ground. So unfortunate there for Cameron Edgar from Dunedin. He's out of this pre-final now as well, so just the 4 karts left in this one here. Edgar will be frustrated. All it looks like is just the bolt has come out of the side of the side pod bar, and that's put him out. He was running up and forth, putting a ton of pressure on Kyle Rankin for that 3rd position. So race order at the moment, it is Black who leads this one here from Mark Arfeld. Arfeld's starting to come under pressure now from Rankin. And then we've got Barker, Kevin Barker from Nelson, kart number 15. Currently in 4th place, so he'll be quite happy with that. He was limping around the pits here yesterday, wasn't looking too good. He's running a couple of classes here in Dunedin. And he'll be quite happy if he can start on the 2nd row of the grid in the final for this one here, the Domer Electrical Senior Rotax MAX Heavy. But it's still Aaron Black out in front. Look at the lead now that he's got over Arfeld. Arfeld has only got about 3 or 4 kart lengths over Rankin, so the battle for 2nd and 3rd place at the moment, front row of the grid, is really starting to heat up. Rankin can see him, he's in his sights. He's closed that gap right up to a couple of kart lengths. Onto the back straight now. Down they come. Into the left-hander, Arfeld, Rankin, nothing between these guys at all. 2 or 3 kart lengths as they head down turn 1 and 2, past Gill Trap Corner. Through the mag and turbo bend up to these tight S's. Arfeld goes in, keeps it nice and tight over both those corners. But look at Rankin. Rankin's closed that up now to kart length and a half at most. We are 11 laps into this one here. 8 still to run here at Silverstream Raceway here in Mosgiel. Rankin tries to go high and wide between turns 1 and 2. Just trying to find a different line, trying to unsettle. Arfeld know that he's there, but Arfeld knows his track like the back of his hand as well. Lap times last time around was a 26.545 for Rankin, 26.589, so Rankin just slightly faster than Arfeld. He got right up on his bumper there a couple of laps ago, thought he was going to have a crack. But he's just sort of fallen back again slightly now. Looks very, very quick under brakes heading into those tight corners. But as I said before, you've got to be careful what speed you do carry into those corners. 26.265, fastest lap of the race so far by Aaron Black, your current South Island champion. Was Aaron Black driving the X5 Sierra, sponsored by Mag and Turbo Dunedin. General Tyres Southern, FTR Racing. And at the moment he's on a Sunday morning cruise. So looks like Barker may be out of this one here as well. Kevin Barker's put the hand up signaling that he is coming into the pits. So he's done and dusted. It'll still be enough for him to get a start from the 2nd row. So 3 karts left, a 3-horse race you might call it. And it's really starting to heat up for 2nd and 3rd place. What does Rankin have left in the tank? Can he put pressure on Arfeld? Big bounce off the curbs here as he came through mag and turbo bend. He's really throwing everything at it at the moment. 1 kart length between the two of them as they're at the top of the circuit. Down the back straight at the moment. Arfeld with Rankin all over him. 15 laps into it. I actually wonder if he's better off following the same line as Arfield through 1 and 2 until he can get right up on that back bumper. He's setting the card out just a couple of kart lengths wider than what Arfield is down there, and he seems to lose a whole lot of gap. Maybe he just needs to shadow him for a lap or two and then have a crack at him. Of course, if he does start from the second row of the grid, he will start from P3. And of course, the inside, I've always found here, the inside line at Silverstream Raceway into turn 1 and 2 is absolutely ideal, especially if you can hold those guys on the outside of you. Just hold them out a wee bit. So you might be quite happy to hold that inside line. Just kind of cover that radiator a bit there, try and get a wee bit more heat into it. 17 laps down, just a couple to run here in the Domer Electrical Senior Rotax MAX Heavy. And out front at the moment, he may well have just buttoned off a wee bit, Aaron Black. He's just cruising around there. Mark Arfeld still holding second spot. Kyle Rankin from Nelson sitting just behind him. He's sponsored by AJ Rankin Boat Builders, Tasman Karts, ASA Plastics Nelson, and also Worth. We are on the last lap now. Less than half a lap to go for the current South Island champion to book himself a seat in the front row of the grid. He's going to do it easy. He coasts through. Checkered flag comes out. It's a win to Aaron Black. Second place will go to Mark Arfeld. He'll join him on the front row. And the last finisher in this race here, Kyle Rankin, put a heap of pressure on Mark Arfeld halfway through this race, but couldn't make a move on him. So there we go, just the 3 finishes in this one here, the Domer Electrical Senior Rotax MAX Heavy. We will see them a little bit later on this afternoon in that 32-lap final. Good chance to thank the sponsors here at Kartsport Dunedin, bringing this event to you. Of course, a massive thanks to Mag and Turbo, McGrath Benchtop Solutions, Nagadak Earth Moving, Unleash Karting Supplies, Otago Painting Solutions, Domer Electrical, Auto Super Shops, and of course, Pits TV. South Island Kart Champs from Dunedin, brought to you by Mag and Turbo.
Okay, folks, here we are, of course, a bit down for this last one, which just happened. And, of course, Aaron Black made an awesome job there. At the east side looks like it might stay on if you keep going the way you are.
We've still got 32 laps to go yet. But, yeah, no, kart was good. It's the best it's been all weekend, to be fair. Times are starting to come down. Felt pretty comfortable. It's a bit hard on the back down the end there. But, yeah, no, just built a gap, had a look over the shoulder, and you sort of cruised it from there. So, fingers crossed we can do the same in the final, eh?
Well, Arfield was really sort of on your heels yesterday, but you just drove away from these guys and opened up a rather commandable lead. And obviously, it's what you're looking for. Like you said, 32 laps still to come, though, but it's got to be a bit of confidence going into that 32 laps now.
Yeah, I thought he'd be a bit closer, to be fair. I haven't made a whole lot of changes, just a couple of wee tiny tweaks, and yeah, I know the thing's just gripped up, and hopefully we can keep it gripped up for the final, eh?
Bit of wetness coming a little bit later on, so is that going to worry you too much, or you got the good setup for the wet track as well?
I have not driven this kart in the rain, so if it rains, I'm probably handing it over to somebody else. So let's get it all done before the rain turns up, eh?
Fair enough as well. Good sponsors, mate. Who looks after you?
Megan Turbo pay most of my bills. My parents and General Tyres dip in there as well.
Hey, big thanks on behalf of Kartsport Dunedin for your sponsorship as well of this event, Mag and Turbo. It's absolutely outstanding, and I'm sure I speak for everybody and say thanks very much, and we hope you continue to support the kart club here.
Yeah, well, I've been doing this and been in this club since I was 12. My old man supported it real good when we were growing up and coming through, so yeah, we'll continue, and my boy's into it now, so long may it continue, eh?
Good stuff. Well, Aaron, congratulations, mate, and best of luck for the rest of the meeting, eh?
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Pits TV.
Okay, so we'll catch up with one of these characters here, which is one of the tech guys, and of course you're the people that after the race is finished, who the racers come to see, and they get a bit worried about seeing you guys, and obviously your job is to make sure that no one's sort of doing things they shouldn't be doing. This is Les. Les, tell us in your own words, what is it you look for after each and every race?
After each race we mix it up, we're checking for fuel, tyres. Occasionally we'll put carts in the impound area and we'll pull carburetors apart or ignition units apart and check them, and to make sure everybody's running legal to the rule book.
I mean, obviously, it's do you see much that sort of dodgy behaviour in the sport these days?
No, it's all pretty good. It's cleaned up. A lot of the failures that we do have are sort of mistakes, where somebody's wrong size gasket or something like that. But yeah, generally that side of things is cleaned up really good, and the classes are really controlled. So there's not a lot of machining on the engines now, which makes it very simple.
So if somebody is caught and it's not their fault, maybe it's the engine builder might have done something wrong, it doesn't matter, does it? They're still disqualified.
Correct, yeah. They're excluded, and then they have to go back to the engine builder and say, well, you just cost me a title, and deal with it from there.
So if I was a person getting into karts and I arrived here, what we have noticed that you buy the tyres from the same supplier and all that sort of stuff. Is that to stop the potential to alter the tyres?
No, it's a controlled tyre. So at a big meeting like the South Islands Nationals or schools, the tyres are issued prior to the event. Like, so on Friday we issued tyres to everybody, but on normal club day or normal permitted meetings, you can buy your own tyres, but there's a controlled tyre which comes from one supplier throughout the country. And
you've got a wee sniffer too. I was seeing you mucking around with it earlier on, and you put that up against the tyre and it detects any sort of chemicals and stuff that might be enhancing the grip out there for them.
That's correct. Years ago we were allowed a product called tyre dope. The tyres weren't as good then. We've got good tyres now, so yeah. The sniffer's just there to more of a deterrent, and it picks up even the slightest brake lean, stuff like that, picks them up.
Okay, so your work really starts after the meeting, isn't it? So because obviously you guys have got to pull these engines down and make sure there's no, impurities, so to speak. So I suppose now it's just sort of do your job for today, but the real work for you starts after the meeting, doesn't it?
That's correct. Like we've got 5 guys on the tech team today, and each one will get a class each. We'll have 3 engines impounded, and then we'll have another 2 on standby. And yeah, we pull them apart and go through and check them to make sure that they're as per rulebook. And what it does prove to everybody else is, hey, that person run on their merits, and nothing wrong with the engine.
So how long does it take to do that job? I mean, obviously pulling an engine down is not a 5-minute job. So how long will it take you to do, you say you got 5 guys doing 3 kart engines each. How long will it take them to do all those?
They'll probably spend 2 to 2.5 hours in the tech shed.
Do you have to put them back together for them?
No.
Well, it's not so bad, is it? So for those people that don't know a lot about karts, we're going to catch up with Les over the course of the day, and he's going to tell us a little bit more bits and pieces. Right now, we're going to head over to our next class, though. Les, thanks very much.
No, thank you.
Want mag wheels now? We've got 14-inch mag and tyre combos from only $8 a week, 15s from $10 a week, and 17s from only $12 a week. 15 stores nationwide, limited time, only at Mag and Turbo.
Love the feeling of a Flooring Extra floor. So come and get that feeling today.
And Pitch Media.
Okay, folks, Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship for 2019 here at Kartsport Dunedin Silverstream Raceway. This event brought to you by Mag & Turbo Tyre and Service Centre. On track at the moment, the senior Rotax Light, brought to you by Otago Painting Solutions. Some good tight racing in this one here yesterday. Chris Cox and William Exton had an absolute ding-dong battle out here yesterday, so looking forward to seeing how they go on this one here, 19-lap pre-final. Your grid, your participants in this one here: South Island champ Chris Cox from Canterbury, Logan Thompson, Kart 7 from Southland, James Hutchinson from Dunedin is Kart 10, 41 from Invercargill, Finley Dixon, 42 William Exton from Marlborough, 47 Cameron Hay, he's from Canterbury. Cohen Mewett Thompson was very fast yesterday from Dunedin, he's Kart 50. 61 Luca Burns from Southland, 62 Ethan Tuffley from Southland, 67 Jack McLaren from Canterbury, 68 Thomas Flynn from Canterbury. Lachlan Penrose from Dunedin is Kart 87. Buckle up, folks, this one here will be exciting. Who's it going to be? William Exton, Chris Cox, or is someone from behind the front row of the grid going to put on an upset? 19-lap pre-final. Here we go. Into turn one they go, and it's Exton. Goes in, comes out nicely. Oh, big dive there. I thought Chris Cox was going to be held out there by Cohen Mewett Thompson. Shosix. Oh, there's a tangle up there in those tight S's. It looked like Kart 62, maybe. Ethan Tuffley involved in that one there. Tuffley was strong here yesterday. 2 fourth-place finishes. He's well down the order now. He's down in about 10th place. He had a tangle up there with Thompson and Burns, I think it was. Finley Dixon well down the order now as well as Thomas Flynn, so that incident there really hurt them. But up front at the moment, Chris Cox trying to do what he can to chase down William Exton from Marlborough. His sponsors, Mighty 10 Mega, CRB Logistics, Tapar Wines, down they come. Chris Cox all over the back of him. He's sponsored by champions.co.nz, Bridgewello Design Marketing, Mainland Karting. And Kart 62 is out of this one here. That's Ethan Tuffley, the radiator support on that kart there. I can see it flopping around as he comes into pit lane here. He snapped a radiator support, so that's why he's out of this one here. Tuffley will be absolutely livid. 2 fourth placings yesterday, and he's out of this one here, the pre-final. He will have to start from the rear of the field if they get that kart fixed. So, gutting for Tuffley. But out front at the moment, it's still William Exton who leads this one here. Top of the circuit, here's a bit of a look over the left shoulder. You can see that Chris Cox is still there. Luca Burns, he's really stepped up in this one here now as well. He's in 4th place. I caught up with Luca this morning, and he said he got a penalty yesterday for passing under yellow in the time trials and had to start from the rear of the field. In fact, commentator's curse, he's just lost a spot there to Cameron Hay from Canterbury. He's just snuck past Luca Burns, so Burns now down to 5th place. So your race order at the moment, it's Exton who leads this one here from Cox, and Mewett Thompson in 3rd place. Then we go back to Cameron Hay. He's got Burns in behind him. Then we go back to Kart 47, which is Cameron Hay. 67 there as well, Jack McLaren. Exton starting to pull off a bit more of a lead at the moment. Chris Cox chased them for the first 2 or 3 laps, but Exton 25.905 last time around, just slightly quicker than Cox, the 25.840. Couple of kart lengths is what that equates to. Exton looks over the shoulder again just to see what sort of a gap he has got between himself and 2nd place. So Cameron Hay, he's the next in the queue there. He's down in 4th place. This all determines, of course, where you will start in the all-important final happening a little bit later on this afternoon in the Otago Painting Solutions Senior Rotax MAX Light. 52 laps is a long time around the Silverstream Raceway here in Mosgiel. Of course, when you're doing a couple of laps a minute, it doesn't take too long for the whole thing to equate up. So down the back of the order there, Thomas Flynn from Canterbury. Of course, he had to take abrasive action, you might call it, when that spin happened a wee bit earlier on there with Tuffley. So, just looking at Thompson now from Invercargill. Kart 7. Trying to get onto the back of his Invercargill clubmate Luca Burns, just up in front of him. He's sponsored by the Invercargill Oil Shop, Flooring Extra 68. Thomas Flynn, he's out of this one here, showing the blue flag. So those leaders, we're only up to lap number 10, caught up with him already. So pretty hot pace out there at the moment. A 25.694. Kart 10, he's spun, he's out of this one here. That's James Hutchinson from Dunedin. Looks like front end damage maybe on the front of his kart. So we'll wait and see whether or not they're waving the yellows in now. Finley Dixon must be parked over there as well. I can see another driver up that top end of the circuit. So he's out of this one here now as well. So Kart 87, just looking at this, gone straight through the tyre wall there. That is Lachlan Penrose from Dunedin, the front end of that kart in a ditch. So it's not looking good for a lot of those tail enders that are pushing very, very hard. In fact, no, Finley Dixon is still out there. It was Penrose as the second driver over there. So maybe a tangle up together, not sure, never caught that one there. But karts dropping like flies here at the moment. Those tail end boys racing for the World Championship, the looks of it. Pushing pretty hard. But out in front of it still William Exton from Marlborough leading this one here. A handy lead at the moment over the current South Island champion, Chris Cox. Just trying to book a ticket on the front row of the grid for this afternoon's final here. We are 14 laps down. Out in the race on his own, Cohen Muir Thompson, Kart 50, he's in third place. 47, Cameron Hay, he's looking racy at this stage of the race as well. He's just starting to go through the S's and head up towards the top of the hill. He's in fourth place currently. Fifth at the moment, Cameron Hay, kart number 47. Then we go back to 67, Jack McLaren, Luca Burns, kart 61 next in the queue. Then Logan Thompson and Finley Dixon, kart 41. They're the last of the karts still running out here at the moment. So considerable damage to two or three of the karts in this one here. Bit of a turnaround though, of course, before the final this afternoon, so they should be all set, ready for that. We're 16 laps into this one here. And there's Dixon with the hand up. He's pulled in, so he's had the blue flag. He's going to go a lap down, so he's into the pits. He will start from 8th on the grid. Started 10th in this one here, so up by a couple. .25.555, the lap time out there at the moment that there belongs to William Exton. Very, very quick at this stage of the race. Just a couple of laps to go for him. He heads down now between 1 and 2. Giltrap corner there, round towards Mag and Turbo Bend into those S's. You just watch as he circulates here, the head absolutely still, just his arms moving in this kart. That there only comes with time in the seat and experience. He's a class act. Last lap board is out for him. One more to go. Put that kart on the front row of the grid. Long way to come down from Marlborough, but when you've got the talent that this lad has, it's certainly worthwhile. Could he be the new South Island champion? We will find out this afternoon, but he certainly put this car on pole. He takes this one here out from Chris Cox in second place. Third will go to Cohen Muir Thompson. Then we've got 47, Cameron Hay, 61, Luca Burns, 67, Jack McLaren, kart 7, Logan Thompson. So Luca Burns picked himself up another spot towards the end of that one there. But he'll move himself up the grid slightly. but no doubt about our winner. What a class act. William Exton in the Sierra Kart. Kart 42 takes out the pre-final here at Silverstream Raceway. All part of the South Island Sprint Championship, brought to you by Mag and Turbo.
Well, that was definitely a bit of event-filled race. You probably didn't see most of that, but people ending up in the ditch and stuff like that. But 42, William Exton, mate, that was an awesome win. And it looks like if you keep going the way you are, you might get that SI number plate on your kart.
Yeah, hopefully. Still got one more race to go, though. Yeah, I didn't see what else was happening on the track. I was just focusing, but sounds like a lot happened.
Absolutely, and you're in the right spot. You're right up the front, so you don't really care what's going on behind you as long as you're in the front. Is that probably quite correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much correct, yeah.
Okay, so there's not much more you can do to the kart if that's what you did in that race there. Obviously, you're quite happy with the way that everything's going?
Yeah, the kart's awesome. Dad's doing a great job.
Good stuff. Good sponsors to look after you, man?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Tapara Wines, Mitre 10 Mega Blenheim, CRB Logistics, and Dane Hart for the awesome engine.
Okay, so anything you're going to change to make it go any better for the next one, or are you quite happy the way it is?
I'm pretty happy the way it is at the moment, yeah.
Well, the next one you might be racing in the wet. Have you got a wet track set up?
Yeah, I'm sure we can do something.
You're pretty humble sort of a chap, aren't you? Congratulations, mate, and awesome win, and we look forward to seeing if you can take the South Island plate at the end of the day.
Thank you very much.
At Mag and Turbo, we're not just a mag wheel shop, we're a supermarket for tyres. Street, track or economy, we have a performance tyre to suit your driving and your budget. 17-inch tyres from $119, 18-inch tyres from $139 and 19-inch tyres from $179. When you buy tyres off us, you get one of these. Free tyre rotation, puncture repairs and alignment checks for the life of the tyres. If you need performance tyres, give us a call. 0800 MAGS for you.
Well, folks, welcome back to the Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship for 2019, brought to you by Mag and Turbo here in Dunedin, hosted by Kartsport Dunedin. Bit of a delay there, of course, as that kart went through the wall there before. They had to fix the bit of a bundle there to get things back up and safe again. But we're on track right now with the Auto Super Shops Briggs Heavy pre-final. 19 laps. Travis Smith from Dunedin, kart 9, 15 Kevin Baker from Nelson, 31 Ryan Goodsiff of Marlborough, Blake Greenfield from Marlborough, also he's in kart 35, 39 Anton Rasmussen from Marlborough, and 88 Taylor Gray from Southland. So it was all about Travis Smith here yesterday. He was very, very quick indeed. Taylor Gray sat with him in the 10-lap heats for about 8 laps and seemed to fall off the pace. So race a wee bit longer today. We'll see how we go, but we are away and racing. Of course, these guys don't seem to have that instant acceleration that we just experienced with the Rotaxes. It was brought to karting as an entry-level type kart thing. Everyone races on a level playing field, same motor, sealed, all those sorts of things. And here we go now, contesting a South Island Championship for Briggs. And look at the lead at the moment that Travis Smith has got. He's sponsored by Auto Super Shop Dunedin, Auto Mac Air as well, and running an Arrow kart. So he's been running karts for about 12 years, plenty of experience, and this is his home circuit. So he'll be looking to put this kart on pole position. 32 laps this afternoon, the Auto Super Shop final. Down the back straight he goes. Past the control tower into turns 1 and 2. And through Giltrap corner there. Magantero being just up ahead into the S's. He's got a handy lead over Taylor Gray at the moment. Ryan Goodsiff of Marlborough currently sitting in that 3rd place. No Kevin Barker in this one by the looks of it. Of course, he did finish that Rotax Heavy pre-final relatively early. He got out limping around, so carrying a pretty decent injury, and it's pretty tough on the body here. It is a very, very aggressive little circuit here. You know when you've raced here for a day, believe me, because I've done a few meetings here back in the karting days. The old body certainly aches when you leave this track, especially going through that middle section there where you're hitting the curbs, karts are bouncing around. But I must say, been some very, very clean, tidy racing this weekend. Of course, the first major incident really is one we've seen in the last race here, where everyone managed to get the karts back to the pit and walk away pretty unscathed. So pretty drama-free, but a lot of racing to go here this afternoon at Silverstream Raceway with those finals. And as Jason alluded to just before, a lot of clouds starting to come in, that wind starting to pick up. But very, very warm indeed. Almost has its own little climate out here at Silverstream, so we'll wait and see what this afternoon brings. But at the moment, beautiful sunshine, very, very warm outside, and it's kart number 9, Travis Smith, who leads this one here, 5 laps into it. Best lap time so far at 29.710, and Taylor Gray 29.806. So the only 2 karts in the 29 so far. So the format over the weekend, they run 2 heats yesterday. Their heat points, they determined where they started in today's pre-final. So you would have seen Travis Smith started from pole. That's because he won both races yesterday and had the most points. This race here, what it decides is where they will start in the final of the 2019 South Island Sprint Championship. Where they finish in that final is exactly their position. As a bit of a move on track at the moment, we see kart number 35, Blake Greenfield, trying to make a move on Anton Rasmussen. They're down there for 4th and 5th at the moment. That's a pretty important spot, that one there, because that's going to determine whether they start on the 2nd or 3rd row of the grid. So we'll keep watching that battle there to see how that pans out throughout the rest of this race. 8 laps into this one here. 7 completed on their 8th now. Of course, the format that they run these South Island and New Zealand titles in, they can be a fantastic format. They can be very, very forgiving. If you've had a couple of rough heats and you manage to get your way up there in a pre-final, get yourself a decent spot for the final, they can be very, very forgiving indeed, but they can also be very unforgiving. I mean, we'll use Travis Smith here as an example. Don't want to put the mocker on him. He may go out in the final, get into turn number 1, And for instance, we've seen a kart this morning where one of the side pod bars broke, no fault of his own, and all of a sudden he gets black flagged and sent to the pits. So that'll be his race done and dusted. So it can be unforgiving. You've got to make sure these karts, when you roll them out for the final, that absolutely everything is spot on and up to spec, because they do get checked when they come in, of course, from the Kartsport New Zealand officials, which Les was saying just before. So everything needs to be bang on for that final. Still a long way to run on this one as well. 10th lap, we're about halfway through it. Your race order at the moment, Travis Smith leads from Taylor Gray. Ryan Goodser from Marlborough in 3rd place. Then we go back to Anton Rasmussen and Blake Greenfield. That's how they line up in this one here. Just the 5 karts in at the Auto Super Shop, Briggs Heavy here at Silverstream Raceway. Just spotted Lloyd Palmer down there, very established photographer, taking some images of this meeting. Looking forward to seeing those over the next few days when they pop up online. Take some amazing shots of karting. Look at the lead at the moment. Travis Smith, like he wasn't this dominant yesterday. Taylor Gray sat with him for the majority of the race yesterday. The last couple of laps is when he fell back, but now he is just absolutely pulled away from the rest of the field. So I don't know whether there's been a couple of tweaks to that kart overnight just to try and dial it in a wee bit more, or whether Gray has fallen off the pace. He doesn't seem to have. Both those karts still running 29 to 29.550 for Travis Smith up front, at 29.770 for Taylor Gray. So they're still running pretty reasonable times. Gray, of course, he'll be quite happy just to get a start from the front row of the grid, so he may just be looking after those tyres a wee bit there. Happy just to consolidate, I guess you could say. That battle we spoke about before for the 2nd and 3rd row of the grid. Rasmussen from Marlborough, he's certainly taken off from kart 35, Blake Greenfield. All the karts are very well spread on track now, so it's really just a race to the finish. We've got 6 laps still to run on this one here at Silverstream Raceway, and it's all Travis Smith at the moment. Kart number 9, the Arrow, into the tight part of the section up towards the top of the hill. Uses all the curb and some onto the back straight. Down into the left-hander, then the right. Past the control line. Into turns 1 and 2, past Gill Trap Corner. Mag and Turbo being there as well, so that's pretty much a lap with Travis Smith of the Silverstream Raceway. Of course, great footage of this event going out this weekend, thanks to Jason and the team from Pits TV. Watched a few of the video clips last night from yesterday's racing, and there was some fantastic racing captured, so great to have them on board. Doing a great job of this event. So 3 laps still to run. And it's Travis Smith through that tight section of the course again. Goes up the hill. Tight corner at the top. You'll see him pop out all over the curbs there. Down that back straight one more time. He's basically got a straight length at the moment. Those fastest lap times haven't changed, so at the moment they are just cruising. They will know where each other are. Smith can see as Gray just comes past the control line now. He's on the other side of the circuit. Very much a swirling wind here at Silverstream Raceway, just keeping an eye on the flags there, going in all sorts of directions at the moment. It was to the back of the karts this morning as they come down the straight. It's now hitting them from the side. So your race order, Travis Smith of Dunedin leads this one here. Kart number 9, back to Taylor Gray, kart 88 from Southland. In 3rd place at the moment, Ryan Godsif of Marlborough, kart number 31. Then we go back to Anton Rasmussen in 39, and 35 is Blake Greenfield. That is how they line up at the moment. Last lap board has been presented. Just one more to go for Travis Smith to make up one half of the front row of the grid. He'll have the inside line when it comes to the 32-lap final this afternoon for the Auto Super Shop Briggs Heavies. He's at the top end of the circuit now, less than half a lap to run. Down the straight into the left-hander. He hasn't put a foot wrong all weekend. 2 heat wins and now a pre-final win here in the Auto Super Shops Briggs Heavy. He'll take out the win and place number 1 on the grid. Taylor Gray from Invercargill. He'll come home in 2nd place. Then we go back to Ryan Godsiff of Marlborough. He's in 3rd, making up the 2nd row of the grid. 39, Anton Rasmussen from Marlborough as well. And at the tail of the field, 35, Blake Greenfield. That is how they will finish the Auto Super Shop Briggs Heavy here at Silverstream Raceway. We'll be back shortly with the next round of the pre-finals. On the grid at the moment, we see the Vortex Mini Rock, all part of the South Island Sprint Championship here, brought to you by Mag and Turbo.
Okay, folks, here we are at the deep dark depths of Mosgiel. Of course, it is the Silverstream Raceway here in Dunedin, and of course, a good win from this man here, Travis Smithman, the 9 kart, mate. That was a goodie. You just got to keep it going and keep it in those laps a little bit later on in the afternoon.
Yeah, kart felt good, so we had good pace by the end of that, so should be good for the final. Still a long race though, so we'll see how it goes.
Any changes you're going to make? I mean, obviously you're dominating out there anyway, so but is there more in the kart?
Yeah, there's probably a wee bit more. Struggling to find it this weekend. I was quite quick last weekend, but yeah, I might just lower tyre pressures a wee bit and see how it goes.
Of course, there may be a little bit of rain. Obviously, that's a bit of a talk around here, and it doesn't look like it's going to rain, but apparently it's coming. You've got to set up for that?
Yeah, no, still pretty good setup for around here. Just, yeah, see how it goes. Hope it doesn't rain.
Alrighty, so I mean, obviously you're familiar with this track anyway, and so nationals are coming up. Are you guys getting into that, or is that class recognised as a national class?
No, it's not recognised as a national class. We're just basically a demonstration class this weekend. At nationals, I'll be a tech officer, so it keeps my weekend pretty occupied. And at the end of this afternoon, I'll be on the bench teching motors, so pretty full-on day.
Well, I suppose at least you don't have to check your own motor, eh?
Yeah, no, I'm not allowed to do that.
You got any sponsors that look after you, man?
Yeah, Auto Super Shops Dunedin City and Auto Mech here, and Mum and Dad.
Good stuff. Well, good old Mum and Dad, eh? Hey, well, congratulations on the win, man, and best of luck in the big one coming up a bit later on.
Yeah, hope it goes well.
Righto, that's thanks very much, Travis. Let's go for a bit of a walk around here, actually, and we got some pretty good setups for those people that have never been to Kartsport Dunedin's track before. So Calvin, my cameraman, will follow us, and we'll just go and have a wee look at some of the setups. You can see the guys are lined up on the dummy grid, ready to go and do their thing. And we just got some of these trailers. There's some really cool setups that are sitting around here. Here's the Unleashed setup. And, of course, the guy we spoke to before, Les Campbell, he's runs this deal. So I've got a parts and supply shop and stuff there. So you can see he's got a couple of carts sitting out there. And you see a few of the Invercargill boys that are over the other side there, behind on the right-hand side, if we get our cameraman to turn it right. You can see those guys over there. It's, of course, Luca Burns and Finlay Dixon and stuff are all set up over there. And working away there. So there's a fair bit that goes into the karts. A lot of these guys take it very seriously. We'll walk this way a wee bit more. And we can see the M&M racing crew there with Mark Arfield and Marissa. Of course, both father and son competing here today. A good wee set up here. You can see these guys all set up for the weekend. Let's have a wee look over here at the M&M racing team. There's Mark, he's working on his car at the moment. How's racing going? You're in the heavy Rotax class, mate, so how's your one going?
Yeah, the last heat was, the first pre-final this morning wasn't quite the result I wanted, but, you make a change, it's the time to make a change and hope it did, did what we wanted, but we'll revert back to what worked for us yesterday and what was working this morning, so come out strong, hopefully in the final, so try and give Aaron a run for his money, so.
Well, that's what you got to do, and of course you've got a wee bit of work to do. Yesterday was right up his butt. Today you've got a wee bit more work to do. So you're a part of this Dunedin club, obviously the Mosgiel club here at Silverstream Raceway. If somebody such as yourself wanted to get into karting, what do we look for? What sort of setups are involved? What do we need to do to get involved with karts?
Oh, look, I think the first thing to do is just, come and experience, club day, come and have a bit of a look, talk to any of the local members. We're a real family-friendly club and, we welcome any new members. And it's all about asking questions, rather than buying something and maybe finding you brought the wrong thing. So, ask the advice first, and we'll certainly point you in the right direction and help you along.
Okay, that's good stuff. Well, we've got these guys coming out, so we better get back into the next race. But Mark, we'll catch up a little bit later on. Thanks.
What you think you do with your four-wheel drive. What you actually do with your four-wheel drive.
No matter what you do with your four-wheel drive, we've got the right tyre for you. So come on down to Mag and Turbo.
Build it, make it, fix it, shift it, tow it, stow it, dig it, lift it, mow it, trim it, grind it, chip it. We hire it. Mix it, pour it, smooth it, finish it, saw it, clean it, nail it, polish it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it.
Okay, folks, welcome back. Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship for 2019, hosted by Kartsport Dunedin. Brought to you by Mag and Turbo Tyre and Service Centre. Out on track now, the Cadet Earth-moving Vortex Mini Rock. Well, wasn't this a talking point yesterday here at Kartsport Dunedin Raceway? Lewis Sharp, kart number 1, upstage by local Jackson Harvey in both heats. So pre-final should be an absolute cracker. They're getting ready for a race start. No, they won't. They'll be doing one more lap. Red light is still on. So we'll take a look at the field of drivers in the Nagadak Earth Moving Vortex Mini Rock. Lewis Sharp, kart number 1 from Canterbury. Alex Crosby from Southland is kart number 3. 8 is Porter Stevenson from Dunedin. 12, Jackson Harvey of Dunedin. 24, Jacob Early from Southland. 32, James Black of Dunedin. Aidan Murdoch is kart 44 from Canterbury. 47, Arthur Browen from Marlborough. 98, Samuel Cayford from Dunedin. This will determine the starting lineup. 28 lap final this afternoon for these guys. As I say, yesterday they put on some absolutely fantastic racing. We'll keep an eye on those lights. If they go off, we are away in racing. They have gone off. We are into it. Can the current New Zealand champion Lewis Sharp upstage the man that beat him twice in heats yesterday? He's off to an absolute flyer, so he's managed to get past Jackson Harvey early in this one here. He'll really want this clear air out in front of him to extend his lead and get on out there. But of course, Harvey yesterday, twice in the finals, in the heat, actually passed him. He didn't start ahead of him at all, so he did pass him yesterday. And Harvey all over the back of him once again. He goes to the outside between 1 and 2. Through they go into Giltrap corner. Harvey all over that back bumper looking for a way through. They hit to Mag and Turbo Bend into these tight S's now. Still Sharp who leads this one here. The man from Canterbury goes up the hill. This is where Harvey was quick yesterday. Off this corner here, and he'd look for a line on the straight. Couldn't do it this time. He's happy to sit in behind him. Third place at the moment, we've got Arthur Browen from Marlborough. In behind him, the current 3NZ of Alex Crosby in 4th place. So Sharp managed to withstand that bit of a barrage there from Harvey. Harvey a kart length or 2 behind now. Oh, very, very tight going up the hill there at the moment. A couple of karts just touching wheels as they went up the top of the hill there. So it's still Sharp by a couple of lengths to Harvey. Then we go back to Browen. Then the 32 of young James Black. He had a DNF in Heat 1 yesterday. Had a solid finish in Heat number 2. He's just lost a spot there though to Crosby. Drop back 1. Porter Stevenson just in behind there as well. Then we go back to kart 44, which is Aidan Murdoch. 98, Samuel Cayford. And the rear of the field at the moment, young Jacob Early from Southland. So Lewis Sharp, he's got that kart absolutely dialed in at the moment. It's early stages in this one here. We're on to our 4th lap. And Sharp with 3 or 4 kart lengths now over Jackson Harvey and the Mag and Turbo machine. Up the top end of the circuit. Of course, Lewis Sharp and his Tony Kart, sponsored by Stadium Finance, Sutton Tools, Mainland Karting. Very, very experienced young driver. National champion in both Cadet and Vortex Mini Rock. Harvey on his home turf. Very, very wide on the curbs up there at the top of the circuit. Look at the lead these two are starting to pull away from the field at the moment, and we're only 6 laps into it. That battle between Crosby and Black, though, that's the battle there at the moment for 4th and 5th place. That's really hotting up. I think every lap those two just about change position. Black has a big look down the inside of Crosby there in the S's. Crosby's on the right side of the track, though, to manage to get to the top of the circuit. That is good, clean, tight racing down there for 4th, 5th and 6th at the moment. Black just holding off Crosby. Porter there, looks like Porter Stevenson there as well, so it's a 3-kart race. For 4th, 5th and 6th, Black in control at the moment. James Black from Dunedin driving one of those deadly arrows, Magna Turbo Dunedin, General Tyres Southern and FTR Racing backing him this weekend. Absolutely nothing between them. A freight train as they head down that back straight. Crosby's dropped another spot. Stevenson managed to get past him. And here comes Harvey. Harvey absolutely flying. He jumped off the curb there on the inside of the Mag and Turbo bend, and he's actually made up a couple of kart lengths. Very, very aggressive in that lap there. And we'll take a look at the lap times at the moment, and it's Harvey who's the fastest, a 27.912 versus a 28.017 over Sharp. So it could be the way that this kart is set up to come on late in the race. Doug Leabody, of course, responsible for the engines in these karts. Harvey has a big look on the inside, manages to get through, so there's a change in the lead, folks, in this one here. And we are 10 laps into it. 9 laps still to run. They're side by side. Another change. Sharp shoots down there. Oh, there's contact on the back straight there now. Sharp went to the inside. Harvey the outside. Sharp come across and there was contact. So it's Lewis Sharp back in front. This one's not over. Harvey looks to the outside. Watch him in here. He's fast in this section. Harvey holds off. Looks for a move on the outside. Can't get it done. Lewis Sharp making that kart 15 foot wide at the moment. Onto the back straight once more. Harvey looks to the inside. Sharp comes right across. Closes that gap. You're allowed to make one move, and he made it a slow, wide move. Sharp looking unsettled at the moment. He's looking all over his shoulder to see where Harvey is. Harvey on the inside now. They head down towards Mag and Turbo Bend. Defence mode at the moment for the current national champion, Lewis Sharp from Canterbury. They head to the top of the hill. Can Harvey get down the inside this time? Goes to the outside, changes his line. He surprised them. Into the left-hander, Harvey all over the back of him. Has a look, they're down towards 1 and 2. Sharp over the shoulder once more. 6 laps still to run. Harvey pokes the nose of that arrow kart down the inside again. Can't quite make it happen. 47 at the moment. Arthur Browen, he's starting to catch the leaders now as well. So it's all go at the front end of the field, and this one here, the Nagadak Earth Moving Vortex Mini Rock. Harvey putting a ton of pressure on Sharp. Sharp definitely running defensive. Black leads the next bunch in kart 32. He's got Crosby behind him and Caford. But look at that battle up front. Every time Sharp goes to the left, Harvey goes to the right. Nothing between them. Harvey quick off the top corner. Went to the inside, had to move to the outside. Sharp actually may have moved twice on that one there in defence. We'll wait and see. Through turns 1 and 2, past Giltrap. Harvey halfway up the inside of him again, but Sharp defensive. Into the tight S's. Look at kart 47 now as well. Arthur Bruin from Marlborough. He's only 2 kart lengths behind the leaders. He's going to play into this one here in absolutely no time. We're 14 laps into this one here. This is only the pre-final. The big one's still to come this afternoon. Oh, Harvey, what a move all over the back end of Sharp. I thought there was going to be contact, and he's got down the inside this time. Will there be a change for the lead as they head down? Oh, Harvey squeezed out. James Black out of this one here. He's into the pits now, kart number 32, so his race done and dusted. He was in an intense battle for the minors, but he's out of this one here. So through they come once more. This will be lap 16. And it's still Lewis Sharp. He's done an almighty job of holding off Jackson Harvey. What a race. 47, Arthur Brown of Marlborough is all over the back of these guys here, waiting to pounce. We've seen it all. We've seen passes. We've seen contact. We have seen some fantastic kart racing here, and this one here at Silverstream Kart Raceway, the Nagadak Earth-Moving Vortex Mini Rock. And these two guys up front have been inseparable for the whole race. Now it's a 3-kart race to decide the front row of the grid in this one here. Behind them, Caford's made a big move on Crosby, so he's moving up there as well now too. He's in 4th place, Crosby in 5th, then we've got Stevenson in 6th. Harvey has a look. Through they come, one more lap to go. Can Harvey put kart 12 on the front row of the grid here? Look at Sharp, looks over the left shoulder, looks over the right shoulder. He knows that Harvey is all over him. He looks anxious. He looks nervous. He's got half a lap to go, the current national champion. Looks as if he's going to bring this kart home. Harvey has one more look, couldn't quite get it done. So pole position for your final this afternoon. What a race. Kart number 1, Lewis Sharp takes it home. Jackson Harvey in 2nd place. 47, what a drive from him. Arthur Brown from Marlborough in 4th place. Samuel Caford, great drive from Caford. Then we go back to Alex Crosby, kart number 3. Porter Stevenson next in the queue, kart 8. Then Aidan Murdoch, 44. Jacob Early, 24. And James Black, a DNF for him. What a race. As I say, folks, it's only the pre-final. Looking forward to that final a wee bit later on. 28 laps of action. The Nagadak Earth-Moving Vortex Mini Rock. Time to catch the breath once again. Of course, a big thank you to Mag and Turbo, all part of the sponsorship here at the Kartsport South Island Championship, happening right here in Dunedin. Kartsport Dunedin.
Okay, folks, here we are back down in the pits here, and of course, Louis Sharp, mate, what a battle that was, and it might be a little more to come out of that yet, eh?
It was really close. I had to defend for quite a bit. I got a good start, got into the lead, and I tried to pull away. I made a little bit of a gap, but then the karts went off a little bit, and Jackson caught back up, and I just had to defend quite hard for the end of the race there.
It was still a good run though, Matt, and you did what you needed to do, but you need to find some more out of that card if you want to get into and win that big feature coming up later on in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's always going to be hard, especially against Jackson on his home track. He's quite fast around here, but I just need to try just get a good start again and just try pull away and just see if the gap's big enough, so then I can just hopefully get the win.
Good stuff. Good sponsors, mate. Who looks after you?
Yeah, I'd like to give a big thanks to Stadium Cars in Traralgon, New Zealand, Hype Services. A big thanks to Mainland Karting, Chris and Jeremy. They've been hugging me all throughout the weekend. And I'd like to give another big thanks to Sun Tools.
Okay, good as gold. But we better go because it's racing happening and Daryl's waiting patiently up there, so we better get going.
There we go, folks. Young Lewis Sharp, as we see, might be a wee bit more to come from this one here. Out on track at the moment, Unleashed Karting Supplies, Rotax MAX Jr. And a massive crash over there in those tight S's. Both karts back on track, thankfully enough. That was kart number 19, kart number 11, I think it was, Louise Grinley and Blake Knowles. So, in fact, Blake Knowles spun again in that corner, so having a little bit of trouble there this morning. Out in front at the moment, the man who was very, very fast yesterday, Jacob Douglas, leads this one here at the moment, sponsored by Racer Products, KN Extra, Illuminous, WKS and TC Performance, with a handy wee lead at the moment. So there's one kart out of this one here, the one we spoke about just before. So up the back of the circuit we go, down on that main straight at the moment. Still kart 9, Jacob Douglas with a handy lead on this one here, being chased by Bo Hill. Kart 21, Zach Christensen, who was fast yesterday as well, up into third place. Through Gill Trap they go, Mag and Turbo Ben. Fourth at the moment, doing a good job as well, the local Marissa Arfield from Dunedin. Up into fourth place, she'll be very, very happy with that there. As we've said before, folks, this will determine where they will start on the grid in the final this afternoon. 32 laps for these guys in the final. The Unleashed Karting Supplies, Rotax MAX Jr. All top three karts using those curbs very aggressive. Oh, kart 17, William Neal straight into the back of Marissa Arfield. Really set her off her line going into the corner there. So we'll wait and see what happens with that one there. But it was a relatively solid sort of a punt in there. And behind Marissa at the moment, kart number 67, Scott McLaren. He's also been there or thereabouts all weekend as well. In fact, he's just shot down the inside of kart 17. We've got a contact there as well. So William Neal's lost a couple of spots. More contact as they head through the S's here. Neal involved in it again, as well as McLaren. So Neal seems to carry so much pace into that corner that he can't slow himself down when he gets into it. And of course, when there's another kart beside you, there's only one result out of that one there. And it's making for some pretty exciting racing, you believe you me. Still out in front at the moment, though, it is your man from Canterbury, Jacob Douglas. He leads this one here at the moment. Everyone clean through the tight S's here this time around. Certainly been some action there in this one in the early stages. Bo Hill still doing what he can in second place. Bo Hill from Nelson. Then behind him, kart 21, Zach Christensen. Zach driving the Tony kart, sponsored by DC Engines. There's 3NZ in the Vortex Mini Rock as well, so a good experience, young peddler. He's in third place at the moment, trying to chase down Bo Hill. Battle starting to heat up between 17 William Neal and 51 Alex Patrick. Patrick was fast here yesterday as well, so he'll be looking to move himself up the grid for that final this afternoon, and he takes a big look down the inside, gets the job done. William Neal tries to attack back, but Patrick manages to get past him as they're at the top end of the circuit, coming down the main straight now. So the local knowledge there from young Patrick, Alex Patrick that is, in kart number 51. Certainly paying off there. So out front at the moment with a 25.965 is Jacob Douglas. Second place at the moment, kart 7, Bo Hill. The only two karts in the 25, so 25.983 for him currently. We're 10 laps into this one here, 19 lap pre-final, all part of the Unleashed Karting Supplies Rotax MAX Jr. Here at Silverstream Raceway, this event brought to you by Mag and Turbo Tyres and Service Centre. Great to have them on board as title sponsor for the South Island Sprint Championship. We've seen some fantastic racing this morning in the pre-finals. It's only just heating up. Beautiful day here at the moment. Just had the word in my ear to look behind me as I look out the back of the commentary box. There's a wee bit black there. Hey, we'll get through the pre-finals and we'll have a wet finals that's going to turn the whole thing on its head. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how some of these karts go. Speaking of karts going, Bo Hill out there, kart number 7. He's certainly picking up some time now, and he's made up 2 or 3 kart lengths in the last couple of laps. He's finding some pace. In fact, he's gone quickest out there at 25.843. His kart coming on very, very fast in the midsection of this race. With 7 laps to go, 25.843 versus a 25.941 for your man in front, Jacob Douglas. So he is finding time. What that looks like on track, probably about 8 or so kart lengths. Closes up there in the S's. He's very, very quick through there. Then they go up this top part of the circuit. He certainly closes a gap. So he gets it down to probably about 4 kart lengths. And then kart number 9, Jacob Douglas, seems to stretch the legs down on the straight parts of the circus. That Illuminous car looking absolutely fantastic, like it's on rails out there. Through turns 1 and 2 they go. So Bo Hill looking very, very quick indeed. He's actually going to have a sniff at this one here. 15 laps into it, 4 to go. If he can keep putting in those quick lap times, he's going to be all over the back of Jacob Douglas from Canterbury. Bo Hill, he's from Nelson in the Sodi kart. Down to turns 1 and 2 we go. Look at the gap there at the moment. There is only 3, 4 car lengths. This is where Hill is fast. See him hit that curb there. Takes a big chunk of curb with him, throws him into that corner, sets him up beautifully. And he's picked up another kart length. Look at that, 2 kart lengths as they head to the top of the track. Down the back straight. Into the left-hander. Not a lot between these two guys at the moment. 25.797 the lap time for Bo Hill. He is all over him. Didn't quite take the same line that time around, but he's got a sniff. He can see him right in front of him, almost touched that bumper. This is going to come down to the wire, of course, as we said before. 32 laps the final this afternoon. It's not about how your kart behaves itself at the start of the race. It's how it goes towards the end of it. That kart coming on, guys setting up karts in a different manner to the other guys on track. They don't usually race that length of race, so it's going to be interesting. Kart number 7, Bo Hill, all over the back of Jacob Douglas at the moment. They should get the last lap board this time around. Bo Hill right there, last lap board comes out right on cue. Down to turns 1 and 2 we go. Through Giltrap corner, up to Mag and Turbo Bend into the tight S's. Bo Hill may be quite happy just to sit there. It certainly let him know that he's got a shot in the final this afternoon. It's not going to be all Jacob Douglas. Bo Hill showing some very, very good late pace in this one. They're on the main straight now. Douglas just pulls in behind him. Checkered flag comes out. Oh, they're side by side. Nothing between them whatsoever as they come across the chalk, but it's going to be a race win and pole position to Jacob Douglas. Bo Hill will settle for second place, 21. A good drive from him, Zach Christensen. He will start on the second row of the grid. But it certainly came down to the wire. A late lunge at the end to try and grab that pole position. So Jacob Douglas takes it out from Bo Hill, Zach Christensen, Alex Patrick from Dunedin in 4th. William Neal, kart number 17, he's next in the queue. Marissa Arfield, she's 6th overall. 7th, Dylan Jessup. 8th, Joan Roberts. 9th, Ben Shelp. And 67, Scott McLaren. So we've got a replay coming up here, folks. Most likely of the early contact at the start of this one here. They all came into the S's there, and look at that. Look at the contact as the karts bounce around. Spits them out into the grass. Those guys here, they were running well up the pack as well. So obviously the 2 heat races yesterday, they qualified well. So Bo Hill, that was riding the curbs there. In they go. May well have been Alex Patrick by the looks of it. It was Patrick. He got absolutely drilled. He took a big lunge and round he went. So for Patrick to get it back up to 4th place after that contact with kart 11, Blake Knowles, absolutely fantastic. He'll be one to watch today too, obviously put in some very, very fast times. So that looks like we may well be heading from there. Rotax Junior into a lunch break by the looks of it. So finals still to come this afternoon. Some pretty hot action on track. We'll keep an eye on what this weather's going to do. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and being part of the Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship, brought to you by Mag and Turbo here at Kartsport Dunedin.
Want mag wheels now? We've got 14-inch mag and tyre combos from only $8 a week. 15s from $10 a week and 17s from only $12 a week. 15 stores nationwide, limited time, only at Mag and Turbo.
Got a broken computer? Don't throw it in the bin.
E-Waste Services to the rescue!
Has your TV or toaster blown up?
E-Waste Services to the rescue!
Be a superhero. Recycle your electronics today. You don't even need to leave your home or business. They'll pick up most items anywhere in the Wellington-Kapiti region. E-Waste Services. They recycle anything with a plug. Head online to ewasteservices.co.nz or call 564 5464.
Situated just 1.5 hours drive from Christchurch is Hanmer Springs, a small alpine village that has everything for the adventurer or for someone looking to relax. Stay a while and enjoy a bike ride through the numerous bush tracks, or relax in the famous hot pools. Take the whole family and let the kids take on the many attractions on offer. And to top off your stay, book now with Hanmer Holiday Homes, where there's a budget and accommodation to suit everyone. Call now.
Well, welcome back, folks. Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship here at Kartsport Dunedin. Brought to you by Mag and Turbo Tyre and Service Centre. It is all boiled down to this. This is it. The final of the McGrath Benchtop Solutions Cadet ROK. We're going to see 28 laps in this final here. Still fine conditions out there at the moment, trying to get this meeting through before these big dark clouds behind us come and wreak havoc. So we have seen some fantastic racing in the pre-finals. Cannot wait for these finals that are about to kick off now. Front row of the grid for this one here. They've been at each other all weekend. Your Gold Star champion Isaac Fletcher and Zach Tucker. They will lead them around. Lights are still on, so they'll do one more lap. So we'll take a look at the field. 5, Robbie Batt from Southland. 17, Jackson Culver from Canterbury. 22, Xavier Harvey from Canterbury. Levi McMillan also from Canterbury in kart 23. 33, Zach Tucker from Canterbury. Oakley Muir had a great pre-final. He's kart number 50 from Dunedin. Mason Bates, 55 from Canterbury. 71, Lachlan Thompson from Westland. 98, Nicholas Cayford from Dunedin. Cohen Thompson, kart 99 from Westland. And GS, your pole sitter, Isaac Fletcher from Canterbury. So wind really starting to pick up here at Silverstream Raceway. Waiting for those lights to go out. A start and the Mag and Turbo South Island Sprint Championship is underway. The McGrath Benchtop Solutions Cadet ROK into turn 1. 28 laps of action. And it's your Gold Star champion, Isaac Fletcher, who leads them through. But kart 33, Zach Tucker all over the back of them. They had an absolutely epic pre-final. They've been at each other all weekend. And they are nose to tail at the top end of the circuit. Onto the back straight. Down they come towards this left-hander in third place at the moment. Kart 17, Jackson Culver. He got involved in the pre-finals as well. He was right up there. A long way to go in this one here. Dry conditions at the moment. Through the S as we go. And Isaac Fletcher's actually starting to pull 2 or 3 kart lengths away, but very, very important in these races is how that kart goes sort of mid to late race. Kart set up to come on at different times. You don't want to come on too early, extending a lead and then struggling with that kart as the race goes on. So your leader takes them through the yeses with 3 laps into this one here. Then we go back to kart 33. Zach Tucker, third place at the moment. Jackson Culver. And behind Jackson, kart 22, Xavier Harvey. Then we go back to the local boy, Oakley Muir. Then 23, Levi McMillan. Kart 5, Robbie Batt of Invercargill, 98. is Nicholas Caford. 99, Cohen Thompson. And 55, Mason Bates. That's your field at the moment. Looks like 33, Zach Tucker. He's found something in that card of his because he's all over the back of Isaac Fletcher at the moment. Still very, very early in this one here. See how it pans out. Kart number 22, Xavier Harvey. Sponsored by Longhurst Ultrasound, Sierra Driving Development, Tasman Karting and Kendrick Motorsport. He's in 4th place at the moment, but really starting to make inroads. Through Giltrap they come, round towards the Mag Turbo Bend. Still no change up front. Couple of kart lengths between the leaders at the moment. That was out to about 6 kart lengths here at one stage. But he certainly closed that gap. Quickest man on circuit is kart number 33, Zach Tucker. 28.592 for him. 28.690 for Isaac Fletcher. 3rd place at the moment, still Jackson Culver, but kart 22, we mentioned him just a moment ago, Xavier Harvey really starting to close in on him. Then we go back to that local driver, Oakley Muir, kart number 50, sponsored by Mag Turbo Dunedin, Co-Construction, and Biggie's Pizza as well. It's good to have a pizza sponsor on board. Kart 22 really starting to pull in kart 17. That's Jackson Culver in 17. Xavier Harvey, both Canterbury, Kartsport Canterbury club mates. Just keeping an eye on the 33 there of Zach Tucker. Only half a kart length between him and the leader when they went through that time. Second in the National Schools Champs. He's in the Kiwi Kart, sponsored by Econix and WKS. So a battle for first, a battle for 3rd and 4th. Winner takes all in this one here, though, folks. The winner, first across the line, will be crowned South Island Karting Champion for the McGrath Benchtop Solutions Cadet ROK. So, kart 71, young Lakin Thompson from Westland. He's out of this one here. Of course, if you do get close to the leaders, you will be shown the blue flag and will need to pull in. So he's out of this one here, 9 laps into this final. So a 28.510, the best lap time out there at the moment. And that is still kart 22, 33, Zach Tucker. That battle between 17 and 22 still nose to tail. Jackson Culver doing very, very well to defend Xavier Harvey at the moment. That's for a spot on the podium. So if you're kart number 22, the driver of that kart, Xavier Harvey, how important is it to sneak on past? Of course, all of these karts, as we heard from Liz Campbell before, they do need to be checked over, make sure that everything's intact at the end of this one here and meet specifications to get through. Very, very fine tolerances on a lot of these karts. Kart number 23, Levi McMillan comes through now. He's being chased hard by 98, Nicholas Caford. And behind them, we've got young Robbie Batt and Cohen Thompson all over the back of him as well. So plenty of racing still to go in this one here. 28 laps. We're only 12 into it, not even halfway through. And the battle for 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th at the moment is absolutely white hot. Big question is, what does Zach Tucker have in the tank to try and put the pressure on Isaac Fletcher? He may be happy at this stage of the race just to sit in behind him, shadow him. Fletcher has a wee look over his shoulder. Down past the control line once more. 14 laps, halfway mark for those lads. Through Giltrap, round towards Mag Turbo Bend. We've seen in the pre-final that Isaac Fletcher started to stretch his legs a little bit. pulled a slight lead. 19 laps was the pre-final. 28 laps for the McGrath Benchtop Solutions Cadet ROK in this one here. Still no change for third or fourth. Culver managing to hold off Harvey. Hayford now all over the back at Kart 23, which is Levi McMillan. And Bat still in an absolutely epic battle at the moment with Cohen Thompson from Westland. Thompson all over the back of Bat. Through they come once more. Start their 16th lap. Kart 22 very, very fast down the back straight then. He's all over the back of 17 now. He can almost touch that rear bumper. Kart length between them. They come into the S's. Leaders on the back straight, still nothing there either. Neither of them showing their hand at the moment, but they have cleared off from the rest of the field. A massive lead at the moment. Kart 55. Mason Bates of Canterbury, he's going to come under fire very, very shortly. In fact, he's put the hand up, he's coming in. So his race done and dusted. The leader's on the same straight as him, so a good call by the officials. Last thing either of those drivers want is to have a back marker, decide who's going to be the South Island champion. So the McGrath Benchtop Solutions Cadet ROK. 18 laps into this one here. We've almost gone pre-final distance. And there is nothing. You could throw a blanket over your leaders as they come down past the control tower into 1 and 2, past Gill Trap. Look at that, all over the back of Kart 33. Zach Tucker is right there, waiting for Isaac Fletcher to make a mistake. If he even blinks, I think he's going to sneak in underneath him. There is nothing there at all. Can Kart 33, Zach Tucker, will that car of his come on in the late stages of this race? He's as close now as he has been for this entire final. 28 laps for the McGrath Benchtop Cadet ROK. And you cannot separate these two drivers. Isaac Fletcher, he won the pre-final. He won both the heats. But now he's coming under the most pressure that he has seen all weekend. Robbie Batt comes into the pits. His race done and dusted, the young fella from Invercargill. '99, Cohen Thompson, he'll be the next to come into the pits as those leaders start to chase him down. Look at the top end of the circuit. Those karts still nose to tail. Absolutely nothing between them. Tucker, he's shadowing Fletcher at the moment. He's not diving. He's not popping out of the line. He is just shadowing. And Fletcher knows that he's there. He had a look over the shoulder. He won't be able to see him because he's basically squared on the back of him. He did have a wee look there as they went through the S's, but nothing. Look at this as they hit up the top. They are nose to tail. He'll sit right behind him all the way down the straight. They come into that left-hander and he's right there. Fletcher will be able to hear him. He won't be able to see him at the moment. Just absolutely shadowing at the moment. We're 23 laps into this one. 5 to go. The grand final, South Island Sprint Championship for 2019 for the cadets. And Fletcher's actually found a couple of kart lengths at the top end of the circuit. So Kart 33, Zach Tucker, he was right on the bumper last time around. And just not there at the moment. Just fallen off. So must have made a mistake as he went through the S's and got up the top there. We'll take a look now at third and fourth. That battle there is absolutely white hot as well. And Kart 17, Jackson Culver doing an absolutely fantastic job of holding off 22. In fact, there's going to be a change here. I thought that 22, Xavier Harvey, was actually going to sneak past, couldn't do so. And because of that attempt as well, he's actually lost 2 or 3 kart lengths as well. Kart 33 starting to catch up on the back of Isaac Fletcher once again. We have only got 3 more laps to run in this one here. Nothing in it whatsoever. What does Zach Tucker have for his Canterbury clubmate? 2 more karts into the pits now. Kart number 23, Levi McMillan. He's out of this one. 98, Nicholas Caford's out of this one. We're left with 5 karts on the track, folks. These front 2 almost lapped half the field so far. They're half a lap ahead of third place, which is kart 17, Jackson Culver. 28.495, the fastest lap of the race so far, and that belongs to the kart in second, Zach Tucker. Just a couple to run here at Silverstream Raceway in Mosgiel. Tucker doing what he can, grabbing millimetres in every corner, and he's back on the rear bumper of Isaac Fisher now with a couple to go. Less than a kart length between the 2 of them. It's all very fine catching up on him. You need to make a move. Where will Fletcher be vulnerable? Will he be vulnerable? Through they go. Last lap board is out. Half a lap to go to crown the McGrath Benchtop Solutions Cadet ROK champion, and at the moment it looks to be the Gold Star champ Isaac Fletcher on the back straight for the last time. One more turn to come through, goes through the left-hander to the right-hander. We have our South Island champion Isaac Fletcher from Canterbury takes it out. The McGrath Benchtop Solutions Cadet ROK followed home very, very closely indeed by Zach Tucker, kart number 33. Your battle for third and fourth not decided yet either, but it looks to be kart 17. Jackson Culver manages to just get home in front of kart 22. Xavier Harvey. Harvey had a big look at the end on the inside, but take nothing away. What a battle out there, and it's your Gold Star champion Isaac Fletcher from Canterbury is the new South Island Kartsport champion. Well done to him. What an absolute champion. Managed to hold off kart 33, Zach Tucker, that entire race. So there it is, folks, the first race of the Mag and Turbo Tyre and Service Centre South Island Sprint Championship decided. We'll be back in just a moment. Lined up on the grid looks to be Rotax Heavy.
Well, clearly it's not the size that matters. This young fella here has just gone out and won himself a South Island title. Good on you, mate. How does that feel? How does that make you feel?
It feels really good. I was under pressure the whole time, so yeah, I was lucky to get the win.
How do you keep yourself so cool? I mean, you had that guy that was right up there, but you just sort of kept him at bay and put the kart in the right places at the right times, didn't you?
Yeah, just think positive and just go out and do it.
Good stuff, mate. Who do you want to thank? Obviously, Mum and Dad are big influences on you, but who would you like to thank?
Sarah Driver Development, Tasman Karts, and Penrite.
Good stuff, mate. Well, you're now the South Island champ, so that goes with your Gold Star thing. That's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, welcome back to Silverstream Raceway here in Mosgiel, Dunedin, and you can see behind us the weather's not looking too fantastic there, so they're trying to push this through now to make sure we try and get as many of these classes done under the dry conditions. Obviously not that fantastic. But anyway, welcome to the afternoon session. This is what it's all about. It's down to the finals, of course, so you'll see through our programs and stuff we've been flashing up on screen. You'll see all the what's happening and what's coming up over the course of the day. Next up, the guys have got 32 laps to get through, so it'll be interesting. We'll try and interview the South Island champs as they get crowned. Obviously, we're pushed for time. We're trying to get this meeting done before it turns to toast. So stay tuned to the Pits TV for the final session here for the Kartsport Dunedin's South Island title, brought to us by Mag and Turbo.
Want mag wheels now? We've got 14-inch mag and tyre combos from only $8 a week, 15s from $10 a week, and 17s from only $12 a week. 15 stores nationwide, limited time, only at Mag and Turbo.
Situated just 1.5 hours drive from Christchurch is Hanmer Springs, a small alpine village that has everything for the adventurer or for someone looking to relax. Stay a while and enjoy a bike ride through the numerous bush tracks. Or relax in the famous hot pools. Take the whole family and let the kids take on the many attractions on offer. And to top off your stay, book now with Hanma Holiday Homes, where there's a budget and accommodation to suit everyone. Call now.
Okay, folks, we just got a bit of a podium thing that's going to be happening here very shortly. We're just waiting to get everybody organised. So we've got our South Island champ, young fella's just waiting there calmly, ready to get his title, clearly. So we just need for everything to move along a bit quicker here. But we've got a nice wee podium set up here for the Mag & Turbo Tyre and Service Centre, South Island champs. You see all the guys that have come on board this time round to support them. McGrath, Benchtop Solutions Limited, Unleashed Karting Supplies, Otago Painting Solutions, Stomar Electrical, and Najatic, and also Auto Super Shops in Dunedin. So big thanks goes out to those guys for the efforts they've put in. Everybody's getting all dressed up. Mum's making sure you're looking good. You're looking pretty sharp there, mate. Come over here having to talk to us. What's your name?
Jackson.
So where did you get?
Third.
Third, that's not too bad. And have you been racing karts very long?
Not that long.
How long?
About 2 years.
2 years, and you're going pretty good. Third's pretty good already, isn't it?
Yep.
You love it?
Yes.
Okay, what do you want to be? You're going to be a Formula One driver when you grow up, or are you going to aim for bigger things?
Formula One driver.
Is that the way it is it?
Yeah.
All right, you reckon you're halfway there? You're now getting a third place at the South Islands?
Yes.
Got to be a good thing. Congratulations on third, mate. Well done. Shake your hand. Good boy. So we're just waiting for our third place man. There he goes, up on the podium, waiting for second. Maybe he'll come, maybe he won't. So it still looks reasonably okay. A couple of dark clouds that are floating above us, so hopefully we'll be up and underway very shortly. We can see the heavies sitting in their carts at the moment ready to go. They'll be up and underway very shortly. So the big battle will be between Aaron Black and, of course, the 14 of Mark Arfield. Arfield's had no answer for him for most of the weekend. He was pretty close and behind the last couple of races like yesterday, but today he got a wee bit further away. So Aaron's hoping that it doesn't rain. Thinks he might have the advantage. Those guys are going to start making their way out into the track very shortly as the gates open, so we're not too far away from a start. Najatic Ute over there looking pretty awesome. Well, the earth moving one there. One of the major sponsors. Big thanks to them, of course, to them. Here we go. We've got our second place man here. We'll just turn this camera around this way here. And we need to be very quick, mate. What's your name?
My name's Zach Tucker, and Isaac was really quick. I just couldn't manage to get him.
You nearly did though, didn't you?
Yeah, I was really close coming into this corner, but I just didn't want to risk it, but I think I should have done it.
You reckon? But hey, second's still better than first, isn't it, mate? Big quick. Who's your sponsors? Just quickly.
I'd like to thank Kiwi Bus Builders and Wedderburn Farms and yeah.
That's it. Cool. Get up on there, mate. You're on the second spot. And we'll get our first place man to come up here as well. Give them a round of applause, folks. Give them a clap. Well done. There's your first, second and third for Cadet. Awesome stuff. I better get out of the road here. Righto, folks, we'll go back over to the heavies and we'll be back up with Daryl Shuttleworth now.
Thanks, Jace. Welcome back to the Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship here in Mosgiel. Kartsport Dunedin, the host, brought to you by Mag & Turbo Service Centre. On track at the moment, Domer Electrical Senior Rotax Heavy. Can anyone knock the current and two-time South Island champion off his perch? Aaron Black, he leads him around. Mark Arfield on his outside. Then we go back to Kyle Rankin, Kevin Barker, and at the rear of the field, we've got 26 Cameron Edgar alongside Ian Carter. Through they go, lights are off, we're underway here. The Domer Electrical Senior Rotax MAX Heavy, 32 laps of action, and it's Black already who's off to a flyer. He's pulled out a couple of kart lengths as they head through the S's on lap number one of this one here. Arfield's decided to go with them. Arfield come under a lot of pressure last time from Kyle Rankin. What's Rankin got under him this time around? Can he chase Arfield down and put pressure on him to move up the podium? Kevin Barker, he's had a bit of a rotten weekend with injury, but he still managed to qualify in 4th place for this one here. He's had a big look down the inside of kart number 11, Kyle Rankin. Rankin closes the door through Mag and Turbo. Up the far side of the course now through the S's there into that tight corner to bring them on to the straight. And it's Aaron Black in the Sierra X5 who leads this one here. Big slide as he comes down through the corners. A long way to go in this one here. And issues for kart 15. That's Kevin Barker. He moves to the infield, so he's out of this one here. His bad weekend turns to worse, so that relieves a wee bit of pressure there for kart 11, Kyle Rankin. 26, Cameron Egger moving on to the back of Rankin now. Of course, Egger was out of the pre-final. Just a bolt that was holding his side pod on come undone or broke off. Something happened there and he got black flagged, so nothing too much. And of course, in a small field like this, just the 6 karts in it, it doesn't penalise you too much. If anything, it gives you slightly better tyre life. So Aaron Black did mention that he wants to beat the rain. He's never raced his kart in the rain, and so far so good. Those black clouds seem to have blown away from us. So fingers crossed we get through this meeting. In dry conditions, we are trying to rush it through as quickly as we possibly can. So through this time, we'll check the lap times. 26.695 to Black, 26.692 to Arfield. So Arfield slightly quicker, nothing in it whatsoever. They head to the top end of the circuit. As we mentioned yesterday, Aaron Black has been doing the Carter's Tyres Enduro circuit. So he's got a wee bit of race fitness under his belt. He's going to need it with 32 laps to go. Arfield looking pretty racy at the moment. It is early in this one here. We're just on the 6th lap. So only fractionally through this one here. Aaron Black put in the fastest lap time last time around, 26.488. So a 26.488 versus a 26.6. So he's starting to find some pace in this car. Current South Island champ, he'd be quite happy if he doesn't have to change that number plate. As he said yesterday, he's become quite attached to having SI on the side of his car. Through he comes past the control line. On to the 8th lap now, a 26.398, so he's lowered that lap time once again. Really getting into a rhythm here now. That wind changed direction once again. As we said this morning, it was blowing towards the back of the kart as coming down the straight. Then it was coming in sideways. Now it's almost coming across the front of the karts as they head down that straight. So another change in wind direction. If anything, it has helped us with that cloud cover. So out on track at the moment, the Doma Electrical Limited Senior Rotax MAX Heavy. And it's all Aaron Black at the moment. The Mag and Turbo sponsor car also got sponsors on board, General Tyres and FTR Racing. Started racing at a very, very young age here in Dunedin. His son James now following suit. Of course, we've seen him racing a wee bit earlier on. He had a bit of a mishap there in the pre-final. Not sure if he's out for the final or not. We'll wait and see. Skids are back end. Back end look very, very loose coming onto the straight then for Black. (26.289), Aaron Black, fastest lap. On the 11th lap now, still not even halfway through this race. And it's Black from Arfield. Third place, still Kyle Rankin from Nelson. His kart was fast towards the end of the pre-final. Of course, Arfield, he'll be aware of that. He'll expect to see Rankin close that gap at some stage. In fact, Rankin's put in a faster lap than Arfield, a 26.607 versus a 26.621. timing monitor just played up on us there slightly. It's saying that Aaron Black is down in 5th place. He's definitely not. As I look out the commentary box window here, he's still in total control of this one here. It may well correct itself next time he comes through the timing loop. We'll wait and see whether that does or not. But your SI car, if you are seeing the graphics on the screen, is leading this one here. Aaron Black. What do we got left? We're into lap 13. Mark Arfeld still holding 2nd place, being chased by Rankin. Place looks an absolute picture here. There's been a lot of work put in by the committee of Kartsport Dunedin to bring this together. I've seen some of the updated photos on Facebook throughout the week, and a lot of work went in there. A lot of rain throughout the week as well, so to turn this around, the car park up there, pits area, very, very damp underfoot, but been very lucky to get through the last 3 days with no rain, touch wood. So the timing monitor corrected itself there, 26.289. Aaron Black leads this one here from Mark Arfeld. Then we go back to Rankin, kart number 11 in 3rd place. Cameron Egger of Dunedin, he's in 5th. And Carter, that is, in 5th place. Because we did have an early retirement. Kevin Barker parked up on the infield there between 1 and 2. Also, South Island title at your own track is all the more tastier. Aaron Black will be looking for that. That's the thing, he's been racing for a long time, that eagerness to win a title, be it a club championship, be it a mainland championship, South Island championship, New Zealand championship. That hunger is still there right across the board. Anything can still happen though, folks. We're halfway through this one now. As we said, it can be a cruel format, this one here. Where you finish in the final is your placing in the South Island Championship. Comes down to driver, comes down to machine. Have you checked every nut, bolt? How good's your chain? How good's your sprocket? Everything. As you head into a final, so many people put brand new parts on their karts just for the finals. They run the same tyres all weekend. They are allotted a set of tyres which they need to qualify on, do their heats in, do their pre-final, and then race on. That lap time still stands for Aaron Black at 26.289, the fastest lap of the race. Mark Arfeld's gone slightly quicker than his previous best lap time of a 26.587, but still doesn't match Black. Rankin not really making inroads onto 2nd place of Arfeld at the moment either. It's a fairly equal gap back. Edgar on the other side of the circuit. Carter's decided that's enough for him. He's put the hand up and he comes into the pits, so he was about to go a lap down. The class-sponsored kart number 8. So he's done and dusted for this one here. Lap 22 of 32. 10 to run here for Aaron Black, your current South Island champion. Daylight at the moment between him and 2nd place, Mark Arfeld. Into 1 and 2. Past Giltrap goes Arfeld through to Mag and Turbo Bend. Into those tight S's. Now Rankin, as I mentioned before, that I said that he hadn't made any inroads whatsoever into that 2nd place, but he looked pretty sharp as he come through Mag and Turbo Bend there into those tight S's, and I think he is slowly chipping away at Mark Arfeld up front. He's got a long way to go. Those 3 front karts. Very, very even gaps there at the moment. So Kart 26, Cameron Edgar, he's been shown the flag and he has to come in as well. So he will have to settle for 4th place at the Mag and Turbo South Island Sprint Championships here in Dunedin. So just the 4 karts, 3 karts left on the circuit, your top 3. There's your place getters, folks, out on track at the moment. It's a battle of the 3 fastest. Domer Electrical Senior Rotax MAX Heavies out there now. Rankin still trying to chew into that lead. About half as straight as the lead between Rankin and Arfeld that time around. So we'll check that again next time when they come through just to see what that gap looks like. So, been officially told 4.9 seconds the gap from the front of this race here. And 2.2 seconds, second to third. So, not a heck of a lot in it. No doubt about who's out in front, though, your current South Island champion. With 5 laps to go. Aaron Black. The Mag and Turbo sponsored machine. Fitting, of course, that his company here in Dunedin sponsored this event as well. So he'll be quite stoked with how the entire weekend has gone with his name behind it. And he'll be stoked to know that he could claim himself his 3rd South Island title. 29 laps gone. Just 3 to go here at Silverstream. And it's all Aaron Black. It's been all Aaron Black all weekend. The couple of heats that Arfeld did put some pressure on him. Black did say he was concerned. He said that Arfeld was very, very fast. But he hasn't had an answer in the pre-finals and the final. So that gap for second to third not changing whatsoever. So Rankin may well have run his race. It looks doesn't look too bad on track, but yeah, it is still half a straight length. So at the moment, your top 3 karts just circulating, counting down the laps. Lap number 31 at the moment. Aaron Black should see the last lap board next time around. Down the back straight into the left corner. Into 1 and 2 he goes. He has a look over to the other side of the circuit to see what sort of a gap he's got. And it's handy enough. He'll be able to taste it from here. He'll certainly feel it at the end of this one here. 32 laps. Last lap board is coming out this time around. 1 more lap to go here in the Domer Electrical Senior Rotax MAX Heavy class at the South Island Championship. And it's been all Aaron Black from start to finish. Through the S's for one last time up towards the top end of the circuit. Arfeld still in second place. Rankin in third. Down the back straight. One last time. Put your hands together, folks, for your South Island champion, Aaron Black. He takes this one here out. The Domer Electrical Senior Rotax MAX Heavies. Mark Arfeld comes home in second place, followed by Nelson's Kyle Rankin. Your top 3 here at the Domer Electrical Senior Rotax MAX Heavy at the South Island Sprint Championship, brought to you by Mag and Turbo.
It's pretty fitting, of course, that the man that sponsors events wins the event as well. The South Island, the SI stays on the side of the cart there. Aaron Black, mate, you must be stoked with that one.
Oh, it's only fair, isn't it?
I would have thought so.
Let me have it.
Of course, nobody was really near you either. It was your race to lose, really. The weather stayed away from you. You were a bit worried about that. Of course, luck on your side today.
Yeah, you got to have a bit of luck in this when you're racing at this level. You know, I mean, I thought these guys would be a little bit closer. My plan was to put my head down in the first 10 or so laps, build a bit of a gap, and then back it out from there. And I just everything seemed to come to fruition, really.
I think the gap was always around 7.2 seconds from first to second, so clearly you just were able to maintain that gap, and it worked out really well for you.
Oh, you start worried about, the engine's going to overheat, or the engine's going to seize, or the chain's going to fall off, or, all this stuff that can happen, and has happened before. So, yeah, if you got the space, I'll just back it out and just save myself and save the car, and it was good.
Awesome job, mate. Tell us, good sponsors look after you as well.
Yeah, I've got to thank Doma for sponsoring the class this year. Obviously, Mag and Turbo for sponsoring the whole event, and everyone else that's helped me out through the years, and FTR, because we've got a really good crew going there.
Good stuff, mate. Well, congratulations on the win, eh?
Thank you.
Cheers. Righto, Mark Garfield's over here. We catch up with him. Second spot, Mark. I mean, that's still, you tried to find the answers for him this weekend, but couldn't quite do it. But second, still pretty good effort.
Yeah, look, I'm pretty happy with second, but obviously the SI would have been the one. Look, if they're 8 lap heats, then I guess it would have been different. Yeah, I guess a wee bit of race fitness probably cost me a wee bit. Through the middle, I actually got into a bit of a rhythm and probably peeled out some consistent laps in the second half. So, yeah, look, I think we had a better kart than in the pre-final, so the kart definitely felt better. And it was just focused on the back of that number plate of Aaron and trying to close in the gap. But he doesn't make any mistakes. He hasn't made a mistake all weekend. So, full credit to Aaron. Great driver, and he's a great guy to benchmark off as well. So, whenever I can race close with him, then I know I'm doing all right. So.
Absolutely, of course. Some of the third place kart was catching you for a while there, but it was getting pretty close. But you just like you said, obviously when you found your rhythm, you're away, and that gap never closed up at all. Look, we've got the karts out on track, Mark. But what we'll do, just get your sponsors who looks after you.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thanks to you, Jason, the Pits Media, for sponsoring my daughter Marissa, and Negadag Earthmoving as well. So Matt and all his help over the weekend as well. Running 2 karts is really hard, so having the extra help really helps. So thank you.
Okay, we'll coach back over to Daryl, and we'll get ready for our next race.
At Mag and Turbo, we're not just a mag wheel shop, we're a supermarket for tyres. Street, track or economy, we have a performance tyre to suit your driving and your budget. 17-inch tyres from $119, 18-inch tyres from $139 and 19-inch tyres from $179. When you buy tyres off us, you get one of these: free tyre rotation, puncture repairs and alignment checks for the life of the tyres. If you need performance tyres, give us a call. 0800 MAGS for you.
For any powder coating job, no matter the size, Invercargill's powder line can deliver the desired professional finish. Specialising in powder coating and thermoplastic coating for any aluminium or steel items. Powder line services are suitable for both domestic and commercial purposes with 2 large ovens on site. Powder line can powder coat anything from mag wheels, car parts, gates, sprint car frames to house flashings, garden seats and aluminium window frames. With 280 colours on site for customers to choose from, we have access to thousands more, which are available by order. Give the friendly office staff a call to book your job in now.
Want a great night out for all the family? Want great value? Need excitement? Need action, thrills, speed and spills? Then you need to be at your local Speedway's next race meeting. It's got it all. Speedway, the entertainment sport.
Thanks, Jace. Welcome back, folks, to Otago Painting Solutions. Senior Rotax MAX Light out on track. These guys here have been absolutely brutal all weekend. There's been some great action, thrills and spills, and this is the 32-lap line of the Otago Painting Solutions Senior Max Light. It's been a great battle up front between William Exton and Chris Cox. Cox has had to settle for second all weekend. He is the current South Island champion. What's he got left in the tank for this one? Ethan Tuffley there, just giving his Kart 47 Cameron Hay a bit of a reminder that he's behind him. Here they come at Sexton, who's got off to an absolute flyer. Chris Cox just in behind him. Then we go back to Kart 50. Cohen Muir-Thompson from Dunedin, who has been Mr. Consistent all weekend in this class. Here he's in third place at the moment. He'd be quite happy to sit behind these 2 leaders and watch those 2 battle it out and get a chance to pounce maybe a little bit later on. Big move made by Luca Burns. Burns up to 4th place now, the young fella from Invercargill, so he's made amends. He's a guy that got penalised at the start of the weekend, had to start from the rear of the field for the 2 heat races yesterday. He currently sits up there in 4th place with Logan Thompson not too far behind him. On the back straight we go, still Exton who leads his way round in this one here. The Mitre 10 Mega CRB Logistics, Tapar Wines sponsored car, hasn't put a foot wrong all weekend, but he's got a ton of experience right in behind him in that Tony Kart in the form of Chris Cox. Multiple South Island championships under his belt. Of course, 32 laps to run in this one here, so we're only scratching the surface at the moment. So young Burns, he's managed to move up there. Just trying to see what's happened to Kart 50. Cohen Muir-Thompson, whether he's gone off somewhere, made a mistake, or a mechanical fact. It looks like that might be him at the top end of the circle. I can see the driver walking over towards the flag point. So that may be it for the local boy, Kart 50. Cohen Muir-Thompson, didn't quite see what happened to him. We may have a replay. We'll check on that if anyone captured that a wee bit later on. But it's elevated Luca Burns, Kart 61, up into 3rd place at the moment. But he's being chased hard by Ethan Tuffley, one of his Invercargill club mates. Is just behind him, and also Cameron Hay, kart number 47. So your race order currently, we've got Exton out in front from Chris Cox in second, then we go back to Burns, Tuffley, Hay, then it's Logan Thompson, 67 of Jack McLaren, 87 of Lachlan Penrose, had that big crash in the pre-final. Then we got kart 10, James Hutchinson at the rear of the field at the moment, 68, Thomas Flynn. Still a tight battle out front though. Exton and Cox. And that battle for 3rd really starting to heat up as well. Hay looking very, very racy. He currently sits in 5th. That battle that you could throw a blanket over the 3 of them. That's your battle for the bottom step of the podium. Still a long way to play out in this one here. 67 Jack McLaren trying to chase down Logan Thompson. Still no change up front whatsoever. Chris Cox trying to push as hard as he can. Of course, Cox's sponsors, champions.co.nz. Virtuello Design and Marketing, Mainland Karting. He's in the Tony Kart trying to chase down the deadly of William Exton from Marlborough. Exton, a wee bit faster that lap there as well. He's managed to pull out another couple of kart lengths over Chris Cox. Oh, look at this battle for 3rd at the moment. Hay has a big dive on Tuffley. Tuffley manages to bully himself back in there, and what it's done, it's actually allowed Burns to get a wee bit of breathing space now. He's got 2 or 3 kart lengths over Tuffley. Tuffley got taken out, of course, broke that radiator mount in the pre-final, so a little bit of hunger in the belly to try and right the wrong. And him and Hay were side by side going through those tight corners here. Hay, I thought he was going to have another wee look there, but Tuffley wasn't going to let it happen second time round. But that battle, I don't think it's done and dusted yet. Kart 87, Lachlan Penrose, he's out of this one here. He's received the flag to pull in, so he's lasted part way through this race. Of course, the rules are if you're a lapped kart that you do need to pull into the pits. He's not happy about it either. So out in front it is still William Exton, kart number 42, being chased down by Chris Cox. That battle 3rd, 4th and 5th just has not let up. Luca Burns with a slight advantage at the moment, but Tuffley pushing pretty hard. Look at them bouncing off the curbs, Tuffley and Hay. Trying to grab every millimetre they can to put some pressure on Luca Burns. Of course, Burns only just got back into karting. He was a good wee racer a few years back, had a bit of a break from the sport and got back into it. Certainly hasn't lost any of that talent that he had from his younger days. Very, very good young peddler. But he's going to come under some pressure here in a moment from Ethan Tuffley. And Cameron Hay of Canterbury, he's in there as well. The lead at the moment that Exton and Coxo are starting to pull over the rest of the field is absolutely massive. We look at Logan Thompson now. Thompson's looking at these guys up front. He's as close as he's been all race to them, and not far behind him, Jack McLaren also. Kart 10, James Hutchinson, and 68, Thomas Flynn. They just come past the control tower now, so they won't be too far away from these lead drivers. In fact, yeah, they've been shown the flag already, so one of those drivers will come in on this lap, I would imagine. That both are going to come in. They've both signalled that they're on their way in. So that's kart number 10, James Hutchinson, and 68, Thomas Flynn. They're out of this one here. Their race done and dusted. 15 laps into 32, so not even halfway through this one yet. Still Exton who leads over Cox. Tuffley's made a move now. He's now up into third place, so there has been a change there. Tuffley ahead of Burns. Burns off the curbs. Hay there still sitting in 5th place. Then we go back to Thompson and Jack McLaren. So Luca Burns, can he get back in front of Tuffley? Tuffley looking racy as he puts a head down the back straight. Kart number 62. Hay looking aggressive. He's in 5th place. Would dearly love to get past Luca Burns. Up through the S's to the top end of the circuit. Onto the straight once more. They'll shadow each other the whole way down there. Tuffley. Burns turns it in early. Hay right there as well. Thompson not too far off the pace at this stage. Could well be a 4-kart race for that 3rd placing within a couple of laps. 18 laps into it. Out in front, it is William Exton with a handy lead now, you would say, over Chris Cox. Cox may know that this is it. He may have to just settle for that 2nd place. There's daylight between him and Tuffley at the moment. That's 2nd and 3rd. Certainly doesn't have an answer at the moment for William Exton. 25.610 fastest lap of the race for Exton. 25.610, 25.715 for your man in 2nd place. The only other couple of drivers out there doing 25s. Thompson just run a 25.995. Very, very quick indeed. And Tuffley 25.986. So Thompson, who's currently sitting down in 6th place, is the 4th fastest on track. So he did look fast before. We did mention that give it a couple of laps, he's going to be right in this freight train, and he is. He's right on behind Cameron Hay now, which may relieve some pressure from Luca Burns, who's in 4th place. Tuffley starting to drive away with 3rd now, but keep an eye on Thompson. Very, very fast in the mid stages of this race. 32-lap race. We are 21 laps into it. The Otago Painting Solutions Senior Rotax Max final here at the South Island Karting Championship. Still no sign of that rain, which is good news for these guys. There was certainly a lot of worried drivers throughout the lunch. Oh, there's 2 karts off. Burns it is. So Burns is off. He will be absolutely livid. He was in that battle with Thompson and Hay. And he's thrown away 4th place at the moment. Thompson, the big winner in that one there. Hay must have been involved there as well, because he's disappeared. So Cameron Hay is just up ahead of Luca Burns, so maybe it was those two that had the coming together out of 1 and 2, just in Giltrap corner. But it's really changed what it looks like down the mid-pack. Out in front though, almost by half a lap, William Exton, kart number 42. Your man from Marlborough, the Mitre 10 Mega CRB Logistics, the Par Wine sponsored machine. Every lap he ticks off, he's a lap closer to the top step of the podium here at the Mag and Turbo Kartsport New Zealand South Island Championship. Chris Cox currently in second, Ethan Tuffley in third place. He's being chased by Thompson, Logan Thompson, that is, kart number 7. He was fast in the mid part of this race, but can he chase down Tuffley? 67, Jack McLaren's next in the queue. Then we go back to 47, Cameron Hay, and 61, Luca Burns. .25.610, fastest lap of the race for that man out front, William Exton. No one's touched that time at all. He's been in a class of his own. Down he comes through the left-hander on the backside of the circuit there, down in front of the control tower. Into 1 and 2, past Giltrap, into Mag and Turbo Bend. Absolutely cruising. He's got Luca Burns up in front of him. Only a handful of laps still to run in this one here. The only real battle look we need to be looking for at the moment is, can Ethan Tuffley hold the lead over clubmate Logan Thompson at the moment. They're both on the back straight. Tuffley goes into the left-hander. Thompson goes in there now as well. That's really the closest battle out there. Both running very, very similar lap times. A 25.986 for Tuffley, 25.995 for Thompson. Slightly slower. 29 laps into this one here. So Luca Burns, he's out. He'll be absolutely livid with that off he had on the track a little bit earlier on. He was at one stage holding third place. In this one here, the final of the Otago Painting Solutions Senior Rotax Max. That's what happens though. Not over till that black and white checkered flag comes down. Lap number 31 of 32 now, being driven by our race leader, William Exton. Comfortably out in front of this one here. Chris Cox just coasting in second place. Then we go back to Ethan Tuffley, kart 67. Credit to him after that disastrous pre-final to get back up there and have a spot waiting for him on the podium in third. A good result for him. So lap number 31 being completed at the moment. Should see the last lap board this time around for William Exton. Chris Cox past the control line. In second place, less than a lap to go. Your race leader at the top end of the circuit, onto the back straight one last time. Your man from Marlborough is going to be the new South Island champion, the Otago Painter Solutions Senior Rotax MAX Light. He takes it home. Chris Cox has a look over his shoulder, nothing to worry about there as he coasts home for second place, and a well-deserved third for Ethan Tuffley. Chased home fast by Logan Thompson, but your South Island champion by an absolute country mile. A dominant display out there. Kart 42, the man from Marlborough, William Exton, takes this one here out at the Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship, brought to you by Mag and Turbo right here at Kartsport Dunedin and Mosgiel.
It's a pretty dominating performance from this man here, the 42 man, and it was awesome. And I suppose there's no one else anywhere near.
Yeah, it was a good race. Managed to get a good start and managed to hold the lead and extend it more and more.
What's the secret to the success? Why is your kart almost a second quicker than anybody else?
Just great mechanic, I guess, yeah.
The setup guys obviously does the job properly, eh?
Yeah, he's awesome. He does an awesome job.
Alrighty then, so what's it like to be crowned South Island champ?
It's a pretty awesome feeling.
Is that your biggest achievement so far?
No, I've won nationals, but this is pretty big as well.
I suppose it is, and of course with Chris Cox there as well. He's taken the number plate off him and put it on your kart, mate.
Yeah, he's an awesome driver. Shame he didn't have enough battles, but yeah, it was a good race.
Good stuff, mate. Good sponsors to look after you. Who is it?
I'd like to thank Tapar Wines, Mitre 10 Mega Blenheim, CRB Logistics, and Dane Hart for the awesome engine, and my dad, and my mum.
And don't forget your mum, mate.
Yeah.
Good boy. Well, congratulations, mate. Well done, and go wear that SI with a bit of pride. Let's go have a wee look over here, and we can see these guys over in this tech area. It's pretty much closed off, but when these guys have won a race, they get taken over to here, and you can see at the moment they're working on the on the SI cart there of Chris Cox's, and there's the 62. They get impounded. And they checked them out for lots of things. Now, I'm not sure how far we can come into here without being told to naff off, but we'll give it a crack anyway. So here's Chris Cox's cart. They'll check everything in this thing here and make sure that there's nothing too dodgy in it. And, of course, Chris is a long-time campaigner, so his car will be squeaky clean. Let's hope. And then, of course, we've got Will Sexton's cart there and the other 62 machines. So that's what they do with them. And then these motors get taken off and they get all tested and checked. And we'll see how that ends up. So hopefully we'll grab a word with Chris wherever he is and have a chance to do that.
What you think you do with your four-wheel drive. What you actually do with your four-wheel drive.
No matter what you do with your four-wheel drive, we've got the right tyre for you. So come on down to Mag & Turbo.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts.
Hi, Scott here from X Factor Cars, Southland's V8 specialists, stockists of the South Island's biggest selection of Holden HSV, also with a wide range of everything Ford, FPV and classic American muscle. With an in-house finance specialist, we can tailor build a package to suit each and every budget, from no deposit, structured payments and up to 60-month terms. If we don't have it in stock, our team will search high and low to find what you want. Check out our testimonials, xfactorcars.co.nz.
Welcome back, folks. Kartsport New Zealand, South Island Karting Championship. And you are at Kartsport Dunedin in Mosgiel at the moment. Very, very dark outside. No rain yet. The wind has really come up. It is starting to wreak a bit of havoc as well. It is the Mag & Turbo South Island Sprint Championship. And the Auto Super Shop Briggs Heavy's out on track at the moment. It's been a one-horse race in this here all weekend so far. Travis Smith has been the man to beat. The lights are out. We are away racing 32 laps. South Island Championship Auto Super Shop Briggs Heavy underway. And this time around, for the first time this weekend, we've got a different leader in this one here. Taylor Gray took a big dive there in 1 and 2, and he's managed to get himself out in front. That's kart number 88 from Southland leading this one here, and he's pulled out a couple of kart lengths at the moment over the man who has been fast all weekend, Travis Smith. Smith's still in second place. Then we go back to third, which is kart 31, Ryan Godsiff of Marlborough. Good battle heating up at the back of this one with Blake Greenfield and Anton Rasmussen. They've been toe-to-toe all weekend as well for those minor positions. But out front at the moment for the South Island title, the final, it is your man from Invercargill, Taylor Gray, who leads this one here. Travis Smith, as we said, has been the man to beat all weekend. He's currently in second place as they go down the back straight into their third lap of 32. A 31.979 for Gray. Look at him at the moment. Smith all over the rear bumper through the S as they go up towards the top end of the circuit. Wind really wreaking havoc in the commentary box here at the moment. I've got papers going all directions, but hey, we'll get it under control. Right, looking out the commentary box window once more, and it's still Taylor Gray from Invercargill who leads this one here. Travis Smith, as we said before, all over the back of him. Absolutely nothing between these two guys at the moment. Down the back straight they go. Travis Smith starting to look aggressive. He'll be wanting to sneak back in front of Taylor Gray. He's owned that first place all weekend and he's got the job done. Taylor Gray went high and wide between 1 and 2. Smith said, thanks very much, I'll take that gap while it's there. And he's moved up to the front of this one here. The Auto Super Shop Briggs Heavies leading this one. Down the back straight, third place at the moment, still your man from Marlborough, number 31, Ryan Godsiff. He's comfortably in third place. We then go back to Kart 39, Anton Rasmussen. 15 there of Kevin Barker. I'll bet he'll be pleased when this weekend is over. And the 35 Kart of Blake Greenfield from Marlborough. That's how they all line up at the moment. Not an official recognised class, this one here. This is a demonstration for them. They are still running for a South Island title. It is just not an official title. And at the moment, Travis Smith, the man from Dunedin with all the hometown knowledge, has a handy lead over Taylor Gray from Invercargill. Not over till it's over though. On the back straight once more. Into turns 1 and 2. Can almost feel the rain in the air here at the moment. 8 laps into this final. 32 laps, the final for these guys. Still plenty of race action to come this afternoon. The final of the Vortex Mini Rock. 28 laps for them and 32 laps of Rotax Junior action still to go. There'll be some nervous competitors in those two classes, just keeping an eye on the weather at the moment. So been pretty lucky so far. About a second, the gap difference at the moment between Travis Smith and Taylor Gray of Invercargill. On to lap number 10, so not even a third of the distance here yet. Of course, as we mentioned a little bit earlier on, in case you missed, a couple of new world champions crowned overnight in Italy, the World Karting Championship over there. Clay Osborne won his grade, and then of course Jay Irwin, world champion as well. So a couple of young karters crowned world champions. We won't forget about that other sport we call rugby. We'll just concentrate on being world champions of karting. So still Smith with the lead in this one here over Gray in the Cosmic Kart number 88. Third place comfortably, Ryan Godsiff of Marlborough. Kevin Barker now, he's moved up to 4th place. He's moved himself up a spot. 39, Anton Rasmussen just ahead of Blake Greenfield. That's how they line up at the moment. Good chance, of course, while the Briggs are running their final there, just to thank all the sponsors that have made this event possible as well. Of course, Mag and Turbo, the title sponsor, McGrath Benchtop Solutions, Nagadak Earth Moving, Unleash Karting Supplies, Otago Paint Solutions, Doma Electrical Auto Super Shops, and Pits TV. They are all the sponsors for this weekend's event. Certainly seen some fantastic racing. This one here now getting a wee bit further spread out from the front. Travis Smith still with a lead over 88 Taylor Gray. Third place, no change here either. Ryan Goodsif still leads his Marlborough teammates. Not even halfway there in this one. Still a long way to run. Does Taylor Gray have anything at all left in the tank to chase down that man who's up front? He's put the fastest lap in at 29.580. So 29.458. Smith just lowered that lap time on the last lap, so he's finding a little bit better pace in the mid stages of this one. So your race order: Smith over Gray, then back to Godsif in third, Barker in fourth. Then we've got Rasmussen and Greenfield. That's how they line up at the moment. So I've just had a wee word in my ear that this here may well be a 28 lap race and not 32. So we are more than halfway through it. So it does say in a wee booklet 32. But we've had a wee word in our ear that it is a 28 lap final for this one here in the Briggs. Of course, they're not the quickest karts on circuit, but they were brought into karting, of course, to basically bring a bit of a level playing field, cost-effective level playing field, to replace the KT100 Yamaha engines that we had a few years ago. Still a few of those in existence. They were a lot of fun to race. But that was, they've gone with the Briggs and Stratton, more commonly found on the household lawnmower. Travis Smith through, he comes once more to complete lap 18. Lap 19, sorry, he's on his 20th now, so still 8 to go. Feels like a long way to go in this race. Taylor Gray still holding that second place, no change for third whatsoever. Ryan Godsif still sitting out there on his own. He's starting to get chased down a wee bit now though by Kevin Barker. Barker looking a little bit racier. Karts, of course, very, very evenly matched, so a lot of it comes down to weight of kart and driver, of course, how you drive the kart. Engines are sealed, so you can't really do any big major tweaks to them to make it faster than the next guy. It is really about the level playing field. But you can see out there with the gap that Travis Smith has got. Obviously, it comes down to driver talent, how that kart is set up, how it handles. So, as we say, the engines themselves are absolutely identical. So lap 22 of 28. No change up front whatsoever. Your man from Dunedin, Travis Smith. Counting down every single lap. 29.458, his best lap time of the race. He did that just 2 or 3 laps ago. Only one other kart out there running in 29s, and that's the kart in second place, Taylor Gray. Still a good battle happening right down there at the back of the pack. These guys have been inseparable all weekend. They've had some good battles, and I heard them chatting down in the pits here before. They're having an absolute ball. They may not be at the front of the field, and that's Anton Rasmussen and Blake Greenfield, both from Marlborough. They've been having a nose-to-tail battle all weekend, really enjoying it, and of course that is what this grade was brought into the sport for, was for the social driver more than anything. So we are on lap 25 now. Still a couple of races still to run. No rain here yet at Silverstream Raceway. Good chance, of course, to thank all the club for putting this together. A massive thanks to all the volunteers this weekend for chipping in. And, of course, the Kartsport New Zealand officials for doing their thing this weekend as well. Of course, none of this could be possible without you. So the race leader is at the top end of the circuit, about to come onto the main straight. So a couple of cars in front of them. Be interesting to see whether they get shown the blue flag or whether they let them go the distance. It's not like Travis Smith is travelling that much quicker than them. He's only about half a second quicker than those guys, but over 28 laps, it soon adds up. So no further progress for Kevin Barker, who's trying to chase down 31 Ryan Godsiff. Last lap board is out. Just one more to run here for Travis Smith. He's got a pretty handy lead over the second place kart of Taylor Gray, who also has a handy lead over 31 Ryan Godsiff. Only 3 more corners to contest for the man up front, kart number 9. He is going to become the Auto Super Shops Briggs Heavy South Island champ. Through he comes. Checkered flag is out. First place for Travis Smith of Dunedin. Pretty much untouched. Wee bit of pressure at the start of it. Taylor Gray is going to come home in second place. And in third place, your man from Marlborough, Ryan Godsiff, kart number 31. That's your top 3 here at the South Island Championship, the Auto Super Shop Briggs Heavies. Of course, the South Island Championship brought to you by Mag and Turbo, all taking place here at Kartsport Dunedin.
Okay, of course, we've been watching the Briggs for the last 28 laps, and this man here, young Travis Smith, done the job there in the number 9 kart, mate. Must be happy with that one, are you?
Yeah, real happy. Started the race off, lost position, but got it back fairly early on. Just running low tyre pressure and not much grip at the start, but kart came on and towards the end and it was real good.
Happy with the way that everything went this weekend?
Yeah, couldn't ask for much better. Pole for qualifying and then won all my heats and pre-final, so played a good weekend.
So you're just a demo class, so does that mean you're an unofficial South Island champion?
Yeah, pretty much.
You'll take that, eh?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Absolutely, mate. Good sponsors who look after you. Who does?
Auto Super Shops Dunedin City, Auto Mech Air, and Mum and Dad.
Well done, mate. Congratulations on your first spot for the unofficial South Island Championship.
Thank you.
Want mag wheels now? We've got 14-inch mag and tyre combos from only $8 a week. 15s from $10 a week and 17s from only $12 a week. 15 stores nationwide, limited time, only at Mag and Turbo.
At Wholesale Tyres in Whakatane.
Need truck tyres? Wholesale tyres. Good tyres, better prices, great people.
Big business or small business, we've got mobile solutions to give any size business an edge. Our regionally based account managers can scope your business and deliver to your evolving needs. Take control of your team's business mobiles with individual plans or shared data pools, along with solutions that offer increased control over device and data security and the flexibility to easily manage your team's mobiles and apps. Whatever your business, whatever your size, talk to your Spark customer lead or business hub today.
Welcome back, folks. The Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship for 2019 right here at Kartsport Dunedin. Silverstream Raceway, all brought to you by Mag & Turbo, the tyre and service centre. Wow, this race here, this is one I've eagerly been waiting for. In fact, wind's just died down slightly. Bit of controversy after the pre-final there between Lewis Sharp and Jackson Harvey. So by the looks of it on the grid, those positions may well have been reversed. I'll wait and see how they line up as they go around, but Lewis Sharp did win that one there. There was controversy. Jackson Harvey won both the heat races yesterday. So, in fact, yeah, Harvey is going to start from P1. So, these boys out there at the moment vigorously trying to warm those tyres up. Very, very classy field in the Nagadak Earth Moving Vortex Mini Rock. Lewis Sharp is kart number 1 from Canterbury. Alex Crosby, kart 3 from Southland. Porter Stevenson, kart 8 from Dunedin. Jackson Harvey, kart 12 from Dunedin. 24, Jacob Early from Southland. 32, James Black from Dunedin. Aidan Murdoch, 44 from Canterbury. And Arthur Brown, 47 from Marlborough. And Samuel Cayford, who was very, very fast in the pre-final as well. He's kart number 98, also Earth Moving Dunedin. So we'll see how they line up when they come around this time. Almost ready for a start. The Nagadak Earth Moving Vortex Mini Rock. Will the lights go out? They do go out. 28 laps this final for Vortex Mini Rock. Through they go. And Jackson Harvey it is, looks over his shoulder. He says, where's Sharp gone? He's right there. Don't look behind you. Through he goes. He's got a couple of kart lengths at the moment over Sharp as they head towards the top end of the field. Onto the back straight now. Down they come. Harvey's got off to an absolute flyer. Sharp in second place. Then we go back to kart number 47, which is Arthur Brown. Oh, Black makes a big move at the back of the field there. He was right at the rear of the field, and he took 3 karts. So a big move by young James Black at the rear of the field. He's just got past Alex Crosby. He's been in a massive battle with Crosby, for one of the heats yesterday in the pre-final today. So he's up just in front of him at the moment. Down the straight one more time, Jackson Harvey. This is the biggest lead he's had over Lewis Sharp all weekend. So will Sharp's kart come on late in the race? How have they got that kart set up? We'll wait and see. Oh, there's a kart straight into the tyre wall here, just on the main straight. 44, Aidan Murdoch from Canterbury. He's been quick all weekend as well. They need to get the yellows out. So yellows are out now. Just took a wee while just to sort him. So he's just trying to get out of his kart. Kart number 44, Aidan Murdoch from Canterbury. So nervous wait there as he waits for these other karts to go by. So they're just moving him out of the way now and his kart. So Harvey still leads this one here over Lewis Sharp. Up towards the top end of the circuit. They're really starting to clear off now, these 2 lead karts. Harvey sponsored by Mag & Turbo. McEwen Haulage, Doug Leebody's had a couple of 4 second place finishes at South Island titles. Would dearly love to be standing on the top step of the podium. The FTR racer. Of course, his father, Daniel, he's one of the officials here today. He has been a South Island champion before. Can his son follow in his footsteps? Looking sharp at the moment too. Samuel Cayford, kart 98. He's in 4th place at the moment in a very, very good battle. In fact, he's slotted up to 3rd, so he's made a move. He's up to 3rd now for Cayford. And another kart off, that's James Black. He's off right before Mag & Turbo Ben there. So he's had an absolutely rotten weekend this weekend as far as luck goes. Head goes down. He's pretty despondent as he heads in behind the flag point there. So 2 cars out of this one here. A couple of quick young guns as well. Both out. Still Harvey who leads. Sharp starting to get into a rhythm. He is the New Zealand champ. He knows how to turn it on the big stage, but at the moment, he's got some work to do. We are on the 8th lap now. Lap 8 of 28. Still 20 to run in this one here. Harvey up over the curbs. He just needs to settle himself down. Lewis Sharp now really starting to reel him in. 4 or 5 kart lengths between the two of them. They have been locked together all weekend. As we said, Harvey won 2 heats. Finished second in the pre-final, got elevated to first. Lewis Sharp, very, very quick out there with a 28.112 compared to Harvey's 28.361, so considerably quicker. Onto the straight once more. Harvey just needs to keep his nerve at this stage. Lewis Sharp can see that he's only a kart length or so away from the lead of this race. Into the tight S as we go. Harvey defends. Sharp all over the back of him. Top end of the circuit. Still about a kart length and a half on the straight. Harvey has a chance for a little look over the shoulder. It's his home track. He would have turned thousands of laps here at Silverstream Raceway. As Sharp closes a gap once again. Nothing between these two drivers, just like there's been nothing all weekend. Samuel Cayford still holding 3rd place over Kart 47, Arthur Browen from Marlborough, but out in front, that's where we're looking at the moment. South Island title on the line. Look at Sharpies all over Jackson Harvey now. Bumper to bumper they go. Absolutely nothing between the two of them. Is Sharp going to have a look on the inside? He does. There is contact. Sharp makes a gap through there, and we have a new race leader. The current New Zealand champion, Lewis Sharp, sneaks through. What does Jackson Harvey have left in the tank? Can he chase him down? Through they go. Kart 47 now up to 3rd place. It would change there for 2nd and 3rd as well. Arthur Browen moves up into 3rd place. Samuel Cayford just behind him. Then we go back to Alex Crosby and Porter Stevenson. They're 5th and 6th currently. Harvey sticks to the back of kart number 1. Oh, he looks to the inside. Is he going to make a move now? Harvey does. So another change. Sharp shoots back down the inside of him. So a brief change of the lead there. Sharp went slightly wide. Harvey said, thanks very much, I'll take that, but couldn't defend as he came out. So still nothing between these two guys. What are we, folks? We're 14 laps into this one, so we're halfway there, and we cannot separate the top 2 karts. Really starting to heat up now for the minors as well. There's almost 4 karts involved. Make it 5, and a battle for 3rd place. So Harvey up over the curb, tight into the S's, trying to cut every millimetre of this track that he can. Trying to shorten the gap up to Lewis Sharp. Sharp has a wee look over his left shoulder. Through turns 1 and 2 we go, half a kart length between the two of them. We're now at 16 laps, folks. To the top end of the circuit. Harvey's managed to make a move, so he's got through. So Harvey now leads this one here. Down the back straight he comes. Kart number 12. Jackson Harvey, watch out for Sharp here. Sharp has a big look on the inside. Harvey shuts the door. Can Jackson Harvey pull away from the current New Zealand title holder, Lewis Sharp, here at the South Island Championship? Cayford's made a move as well. It almost seems like every time Harvey makes a move, Cayford goes as well. So he's now up to 3rd place in that battle for 3rd between 4 karts. Sharp trying to find a way through Harvey. Oh, gives him a wee nudge, just tries to send him into these S's a wee bit quicker than he needs to go, because that there can certainly disturb you going through. Harvey keeps his composure. That battle for third at the moment. We've got Cayford there. We've got kart number 47, Arthur Browen. We've got Stevenson. And we've got Crosby. But look at this. Sharp has a wee look on the inside. Manages to get it done. The gap's not there for Harvey. So no way through for Harvey. So Sharp goes back to the lead once more. The fourth time we have had a different leader in this race. They keep swapping, they keep changing. Cayford still holding third place at the moment over kart number 47, Arthur Browen. Back wheel of kart number 1, well in the air as they go through there. We are on lap number 20 of 28. Oh, Harvey with a big dive down the inside through the S's. What a move from Harvey. Kart number 12, the door was open, through he went, so the lead changes. Once again, what a final, folks. Hope you're enjoying this out there. And if you're at home watching the live stream, this is kart racing at its best. Here goes Sharp. Sharp ducks underneath now, so the lead changes once again. Twice in one lap that time. Lewis Sharp, cat and mouse with Jackson Harvey. What a race. Harvey has another look. Harvey ducks down the inside this time with Sharp through the S's there. So another lead change. Unbelievable stuff, and the driving is absolutely clean as a whistle. There's no rubbing, there's no touching. Jackson Harvey looks behind him. Needs to focus on what's up front. Into 1 and 2 we go. Through the Gill Trap corner, into Mag and Turbo Bend, up to the S's. Harvey bounces off the curbs, through he goes. He would really love some breathing space at the moment. Lap 22, we are on. So Cayford's fallen back now as well. In fact, he's taken a big dive there. He's dropped down the order, so in third place now, 47, Arthur Browen. He's moved up into third place in that battle that's further down the track. There's two real exciting races happening out there. One of them, the South Island title hinges on. That's the guys up the front. Sharp has a big look on the inside of Harvey. Gets the job done. Can Harvey come back at him? No, he can't. Sharp shuts the door. Up to the top end of the circuit. Onto the main straight. We are on lap 23. Harvey all over the back of Sharp. He goes wide into 1 and 2. Tries to cut down low. Nothing there for Harvey. Harvey's fast in this part of the circuit. Dives in underneath Sharp. Can he make it? No, he can't. He got halfway up and pulled out of it. And in fact, he's lost a couple of kart lengths by doing that. So Sharp now out by 2 kart lengths. That cost Harvey big time. What has Harvey got left in the tank? We are in lap 24 of 28. Lewis Sharp from Canterbury, reigning New Zealand champion. With a handy lead now over Harvey. Back to third place at the moment. We see kart number 47, Arthur Browen. Behind him, we've got Crosby, Cayford. Cayford has a big look on the inside of Crosby, gets the job done. Crosby back to 5th, Cayford up to 4th. Sharp looks over the shoulder. He knows that Harvey wouldn't have gone too far at all. We are now on lap 26. A couple of laps to run. Harvey has a big look down the inside, and the S's gets the job done with a couple of laps to go, folks. The local lad, Jackson Harvey, the lead changes once again. What a final here at Silverstream Raceway. Harvey looks to the side. He knows that Sharp is right there. Sharp will set him up for this corner. He'll send Harvey wide and duck underneath. He does so. So lead change once again. Less than 2 laps to run here, Silverstream Raceway, and it's Jackson Harvey and Lewis Sharp toe-to-toe as they have been from the time the lights went out. There is nothing between them. Oh, Harvey has a big look down the inside. Sharp covers. Sharp to the inside. Harvey the outside. Does he set him up for turn number 1? Has a big look in. The last lap board is out. We have got one more to go. Harvey, can he have a look in the S's? This is, he goes right into the back of him. The lead has changed. Lewis Sharp, there's issues for Sharp. Sharp looks to the officials. He knows he got shunted. Jackson Harvey is in front. There could be controversy at the end of this one here. Jackson Harvey comes around to become the South Island champion. Lewis Sharp in second place. In third, Kart 47, Arthur Browen. He takes home third place. Fourth place there to Alex Crosby. Then Cayford. There's going to be some controversy over this one here. There was definitely contact when they went in there. Lewis Sharp pulled out of it after the contact, so we're just going to have to wait and see. Lewis Sharp signaling to the officials saying, hey, did you guys see that? So, this is going to be played out, I think, in the stewards' room, I think, folks. It's not one for me to comment on. But what a race. Race of the weekend. Fantastic driving for those two guys. Absolutely amazing. Oh, Jackson Harvey, he's got his hands in his head. He knows that he may well have made a mistake in this one here, and it's probably going to cost him the South Island title. We'll wait and see how this one here plays out, folks. But credit to both of these guys. They drove like absolute champions. What a final. The Nagadak Earth-Moving Vortex Mini Rock, second to last race of the afternoon. What an amazing race, folks. Hope you're enjoying this South Island Championship brought to you by Mag & Turbo.
Well, there we go, Louie, mate. It's an interesting wee battle going on there, and you've been awarded the win for the South Island Championships by the sounds of things, mate. So you must be pretty stoked with that, are you?
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. We struggled a bit on pace early on, but I knew that my dad had set it up to come on later, so I just tried not to get too worried, and I managed to catch up and make some passes. It was just unlucky that Jackson got that drop down at the end. So, but I'd like to congratulate him on the awesome battle and everyone else in the field. It was some really good racing today.
Absolutely. It's been pretty good all weekend, though, eh? You've had some great battles with Jackson. It's just unfortunate it's finished like that for him, but at the end of the day, it still puts the SI on the plate for you, can't you?
Yeah, I'm quite happy to retain the title. But yeah, it was such a great race, and me and Jackson have been battling all weekend. I just struggled a bit on pace yesterday in the early heats, but we found some pace today, and I think I'm pretty happy with today.
How did you squeeze more pace out of the kart?
I think partly it was set up because, sorry, my bad. A little bit yesterday it was set up, so it wasn't really coming on quick enough. But I think today we managed to get the setup right. I mean, for the pre-final, probably came on a little bit too quick. So. But for that race, I think the setup was pretty spot on. So I'd like to thank my dad and Chris and Jeremy for all the help over the weekend.
Good stuff, mate. You've got some good sponsors too who looks after you there.
Yeah, I'd like to give a big thanks to Stadium Finance and, again, mainly karting, Chris and Jeremy. I'd like to thank Hype Services in Toronto, New Zealand and Southern Tools. And I'd like to thank everyone who made this weekend possible and just thank everyone for all the great racing.
Good stuff, mate. Well, congratulations on the South Island title, mate. That's awesome. And, yeah, what's next for Louis Sharp?
Well, hopefully we'll be over and do a bit more overseas racing, but we've got the Nationals coming up early next year, and I think we'll just do a few more races until then, and yeah, hopefully get prepared for the Nationals.
Well, you better sort yourself out, because that Jackson might be just that wee bit quicker at the Nationals, mate.
Yeah, well, the Nationals are at my home track, so that's good. I've always gone well at Christchurch, but yeah, hopefully can go well at Nationals again as well.
Good stuff, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
At Mag & Turbo, we're not just a mag wheel shop, we're a supermarket for tyres. Street, track or economy, we have a performance tyre to suit your driving and your budget. 17-inch tyres from $119, 18-inch tyres from $139 and 19-inch tyres from $179. When you buy tyres off us, you get one of these: free tyre rotation, puncture repairs and alignment checks for the life of the tyres. If you need performance tyres, give us a call. 0800 MAGS for you.
Hi, Malcolm Nardo from Suck It Up. We specialise in hydro excavation in the Canterbury region, safe dig methods around services. Also, we do septic tank cleaning, drain cleaning, CCTV over your pipes. If you want an excellent service, please check us out on Facebook.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
So, folks, the final race of the Kartsport New Zealand South Island Sprint Championship for 2019 about to get underway. We've got the Unleashed Karting Supplies Rotax MAX Juniors Once again, a massive thank you to all our sponsors this weekend: Mag and Turbo, McGrath Benchtop Solutions, Nagadak Earth Moving, Unleashed Karting Supplies, Otago Painting Solutions, Doma Electrical, Auto Super Shops, and Pits TV for bringing us all the coverage. Hope you are enjoying it at home. If you're at home watching this, what a race that last one was. Unreal. Haven't heard the official result from that one yet, but if we do get that through before the end of this one here, we'll certainly let you know. But there was plenty of action going on there. Our focus now turns for the Unleashed Karting Supplies Rotax MAX Junior. And Jacob Douglas, he sort of owned this class all weekend, but he come under a bit of pressure last time round from Bo Hill. We'll see what develops in this one here. 32 laps, the final race of the weekend here at the South Island Karting Championship, brought to you by Mag and Turbo. So off we go. And Alex Patrick, Marissa Arfield have made a big start there as well. Bo Hope managed to just sneak on through. But out in front, it's that man who's been fast all weekend, Jacob Douglas. Leads them around. He's being chased hard by kart number 51, Alex Patrick. Patrick was involved in an incident there in the pre-final. We've seen him spin at the start of it, and he come back very, very fast indeed. So we know that over distance, he's got an extremely fast kart. And look at him at the start of this one here. Not even a kart length between first and second, which is Patrick in second place there at the moment, and kart 9, Jacob Douglas. Up ahead to the top end of the circuit on the straight now. Douglas has a bit of a look over his shoulder. He's got Patrick right there. Then we go back to third place, which is Bo Hill. Fourth, Marissa Arfield. 17, William Neal. He was right in the action in the pre-final as well. Just behind Neal, we go back to kart number 21, Zach Christensen. He'd be wanting to be up a little bit further than this here. Kart 11, just behind him is Blake Knowles. So not much between the leaders at the moment as they come down the back straight here at Silverstream Raceway. Alex Patrick throws that kart in very, very hard into that corner. Almost sideways. Kart 9 out in front at the moment. Jacob Douglas, sponsored by Racer Products, KN Extra, Illuminous, WKS, and TC Performance. He's been sharp in that Illuminous kart all weekend. Once again, looks over the shoulder, goes into the left-hander. You can see there, of course, the line difference these two make, the differences in line, I guess you could say, as they come down there off that main straight. Alex Patrick really chucks it in almost sideways, almost skids through that corner, where it's just a turn of the wheel for the race leader, Jacob Douglas. Still being chased very, very hard by Bo Hill from Nelson. He's currently in third. Then we go back to Melissa Arfield in the Arrow. It's a good battle starting to brew up behind the top three. Very, very angry pack behind them, the form of William Neal, Zach Christensen, and Blake Knowles. Starting to get a few spits of rain on the control tower at the moment. So as we say, this is the last race. We've managed to avoid all the showers. But as I say, I'm in a little tin shack here, and I can start to hear the drops of rain. Could be interesting. So out in front at the moment, Jacob Douglas. He's got 2 or 3 kart lengths at the moment over the local lad, Alex Patrick from Dunedin. But Patrick's not giving an inch. He knows this track inside out. Good young karter. Sponsored by Shiny Mike's Panel and Paint, MTF South, Marks Cars Limited. And there's Sarah Kart. So the rain now starting to get relatively steady. 8 laps into this one here. 32 lap race, so a long way to go. Rain comes to any more than it is at the moment, and it could turn this whole championship for the Unleashed Karting Supplies Rotax MAX Junior on its head. Patrick still all over the back of kart 9, Jacob Douglas. Jacob Douglas and Patrick haven't battled all weekend. It's always been kart 9, Jacob Douglas battling with Bo Hill. Patrick's just waited, he's held off. to this final. As we've said all weekend, it's where you finish in the final is where you are placed in the South Island Championship. Marissa Arfeld, she's lost her position. Christensen managed to get up ahead of her now, so she's now down in 5th place. Fastest lap time out there at the moment, a 26.1590 race leader, which is Jacob Douglas, 26.353 for Kart 51. It's Patrick once again. Patrick chucks that kart sideways. Putting pressure on him, but not enough pressure to allow him to make a mistake. Just needs to sit there though in case he does. They're up the top end of the circuit now. Down the straight, Douglas looks over his shoulder to see where Patrick is. Patrick just looking a wee bit loose behind the wheel there as they come through that curve before the control tower. Marissa Arfield, she's lost another spot. Kart 11, the kart of Blake Knowles from Canterbury's just moved up ahead of her now. So Bo Hill starting to get onto the back of the leaders. He's relatively quick too. He's done a 26.30, which is a pretty good time. Lap 14, not even halfway through this one here yet. The Unleashed Karting Supplies Rotax MAX Junior. Still plenty of racing to come in this one. Rain still no heavier, it's just a sprinkle at the moment. Of course, it is a race of attrition. Patrick's starting to come back into it now. There's only a kart length between first and second. He did fall off the pace here for a couple of laps, but he seems to have found something in that kart now. 26.353, his best lap time. In fact, as we look down the order, he's only the 4th fastest out there. So we've got a one kart off the track down the infield there. Quite see whose kart that is, but so kart 57, he signals that he's coming in. His race is done and dusted. That's Mandela Pluck from Canterbury. Out of this one here, moving out of the way of the leaders. Half a kart length now, the gap between first and second. If last race wasn't exciting enough, this one here is coming down to the wire as well. Bo Hill starting to play into this one here. He's probably 4 or 5 kart lengths behind the leaders. Give it a couple of laps, this could well be a 3-kart race in this one here. The Unleashed Karting Supplies Rotax MAX Junior final here at Kartsport Dunedin, part of a Mag and Turbo South Island Sprint Kart Championship. It's Patrick this time who looks over his shoulder to see where Hill is. He's still got a bit of a gap over him, but there's no gap between him and the leader. He has a wee look in the corner. We may have a change for the lead, and we do. Patrick now leads this one here. He's managed to find a way past Jacob Douglas, kart number 9. I think this will be the first lap all weekend that Douglas hasn't led. So what's Douglas got? In fact, Patrick's starting to clear off. He's pulled away 2 or 3 kart lengths, and all of a sudden, kart number 9, Jacob Douglas is looking over his shoulder to see where Bo Hill is. As the rain starts to get a little bit steadier here at Silverstream Raceway, we have got a race on our hands, and we've got the local boy, Alex Patrick, who has really brought this race to life. He's jumped into the lead there, and we have got 12 laps still to run. Patrick leads up over the curb. Second place at the moment, we still have Jacob Douglas. Bo Hill, kart 7 in 3rd place, starting to put pressure on Douglas. I thought he was going to have a big look. Couldn't quite get it done. I tell you what, if he can get past kart number 9, which is Douglas, he seems to have plenty of pace at the moment, and he may put a bit of pressure on kart 51 as well. So your lap times now, 26.159. Still the fastest lap of the race to the man who's currently in second place. That's Jacob Douglas. Second fastest on track, kart number 7. .22 laps down, 23 as they come past the control tower this time. Alex Patrick, the man from Dunedin. Plenty of local support here. In the crowd, it's certainly cooled off here. Wind come up slightly. A few spits of rain out there, doesn't seem to be affecting karts on track though. Patrick has a big look over the shoulder, wants to know where his nearest opposition is. He's got 6 or 7 kart lengths at the moment. Kart number 90, Louise Gridley, out of this one here as well from Nelson. Into the pits, she's gone down a lap. So time to pull in. So your race order currently 51 is Alex Patrick. Second place at the moment, Jacob Douglas. Then we go back to Bo Hill in third place. Fourth, Zach Christensen. Fifth is Blake Knowles, kart 11. Sixth, we've got Marissa Arfield. Then we go back to 67, Scott McLaren. 27 is Johan Roberts. Kart 4, Ben Shelp. And 15, Dylan Jessup. 84 out of this one here now as well, Daniel Kelly. So really heating up at the top end of this one here. We are on lap 26. And the lead really starting to evaporate now from Patrick. Patrick's going to have some work to do. Bo Hill is still one to watch here. He's right on the back end of these front karts. 26.144 is the best lap time of the race so far for Patrick. 26.082, so almost a 26 flat for the man behind him who's chasing hard, and there's a bit of a side-by-side battle there, and another change for the lead. So the lead now, Jacob Douglas has taken over the lead in this one here with just a handful of laps to go. Can Patrick fight back? He gives him a bit of a nudge. Hill has a big look on the inside. He's gone right underneath both of them. I said before to watch out for Bo Hill from Nelson. He waited for these guys that were battling it out for the lead to basically come together, and he shot underneath, and he has got a massive lead in this one here. He came out of absolutely nowhere. We have only got a handful of laps to go. We're on 29. We got 3 laps to go, folks. And the man who started down the order in third place has taken advantage of this, and he is absolutely racing away with it now. Also got the fastest lap time of the race at 26.020. So that kart of his very, very fast at the tail end of this race. Bo Hill from Nelson in the Sodi kart absolutely pounced on the 2 guys behind him. Good battle happening for 4th and 5th at the moment. 2:21, Zach Christensen and Blake Knowles are side by side trying to battle it out. Still spits of rain out there, but it's not going to affect the South Island Championship. Only a couple of laps still to run for your race leader. Kart 7 from Nelson. He looked pretty content before. He looked pretty content before, just sitting in third place there, but he started to turn on. Towards the end of this one here, you can see damage on the front of kart number 9. That NASA panel on his car, Jacob Douglas, all twisted around. So Bo Hill from Nelson up the top end of the circuit, onto the straight, looks over the shoulder. He's got a handy lead, nothing to be worried about at this stage. Last lap forward is out. Who has another look? You can tell that he's nervous. He's had about 3 glances over the shoulder to see where the opposition is. Keep focused, son. Keep looking ahead. Don't look behind you. all you'll get is a sore neck. Up the top end of the circuit for the last time this weekend, onto the straight. He's got 2 corners to go, looks over the shoulder once more. It's Beau Hill from Nelson is going to take out the Unleashed Karting Supplies Rotax MAX Junior South Island Championship. Second place, Jacob Douglas from Canterbury, and in third, a good drive, led most of the race, Alex Patrick from Dunedin. But what a drive, kart number 7. He won't be able to believe the gap that opened up for him down there between 1 and 2, and that big move, big ballsy move that he made. He managed to sneak on through, and he is now your 2019 South Island karting champion for Rotax MAX Junior. Wow, there we go, folks. What an absolutely incredible weekend of racing. A massive thanks to the sponsors of this event: Mag and Turbo, McGrath Benchtop Solutions, Nagadak Earth Moving, Unleashed Karting Supplies, Otago Painting Solutions, Doma Electrical, Auto Super Shops, and Pits TV. Hey, that's my lot. Hope you've enjoyed the weekend. It's been fantastic racing. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. We'll catch you again.
Alrighty, folks, here we go with the winner of that one, mate. South Island champ, Beau Hill. That must have been an awesome one. Bit of a opportunist sort of a situation there, but hey, you'll take it, eh?
Yeah, I will.
What was the story there? Were you just sort of in the right place at the right time for that?
Just right place at the right time.
The commentator actually said that to keep a half an eye on you, you'd be the type of person that would just slip through and win the race. What's it feel like to be crowned South Island champ?
It feels really good, thanks.
Okay, so a lot of people have helped you out to do it?
Yeah, heaps.
Okay, do you want to tell us who they
are? First of all, Mark Butchard, even though he can't be here with us. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here.
That's good stuff. Any good sponsors for yourself?
Future Cuisine and...
it's all right, you can take your time, mate.
Yeah,
You'll be buzzing out because you won the South Island title, eh?
Yeah.
I think it's in the nick of time too. The rain's starting to come down now. Did it start to get a bit slippery out there for you?
Definitely.
Oh yeah, so that's where you reckon you might have got the opportunity there?
Yeah.
Hey, well, congratulations for being South Island champ, mate. We'll let you go celebrate it with everybody, eh?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, folks, that concludes coverage from Kartsport Dunedin, or the Silverstream Raceway for the South Island Kart Championships. Big thanks goes out to Mag and Turbo for being the naming rights sponsor for this event. And, of course, he got his just rewards by winning the South Island title as well. That's, of course, Aaron Black, who won his race earlier on. So I hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and we look forward to seeing you at a kart meeting sometime in the near future, and hope you've enjoyed the coverage courtesy of Kartsport Dunedin and the Pits TV and Mag and Turbo. Cheers.